What's going on, guys? Welcome to stream. What's going on, Donnie? How you doing? Hopefully you enjoyed that early Monday Night Football game. What's going on, Jay? Commentators for the game was very meh. Yeah. I hated the fan, like the pumped in fan noise that they had for that. Like I had to pretty much turn it down to no volume because it was like, it's just terrible. Like they couldn't get better crowd noise. It hasn't been a problem I find for any other games, but I don't know what ESPN did with that crowd noise. It was ridiculous. Oh, we got the three-man booth with Louis Riddick, Brian Griese, and Steve Levy for this next game. What happened to like drunk Chris Berman? Hey.
Hey.
We're live.
Oh, jeez.
I've got, I'm on the Broncos +3 this next game, Donnie. Max, I've got Broncos +3.
I'm going to throw a hat on, I think. This hair is unruly.
I don't know. I think you're sprucing up the show.
Yeah, I want to look great for the viewers. I'm the eye candy, right? Hope the Golden Knights can win tonight.
Yeah, Pinnacle right now, the Broncos are +3.5. 30% of bettors are on the Broncos, but 46% of the money is on the Broncos. So this is a really nice play for the Broncos. And at +3.5, that's a good spread bet. It's a nice number. Oh, there we go. The Las Vegas Raiders, sported by the fat guy.
She gave me a choice. Cleveland, Las Vegas, or Washington. I went with the Raiders.
Giants +6 was brutal.
This hat, by the way, is a gift from Big Rye's mom, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I was on the Giants as well. Mickey Hill, are you ready for some football?
Monday night party.
Jay says middle TH. I think I heard Cortland Sutton is out for this game or inactive.
As well as KJ Hamler, the thin receiver. Jerry Jeudy is not a nice-looking man, I got to be honest.
And most importantly, Von Miller is out for this game and for the foreseeable future. Darrington Evans is out. Vic Beasley is out for Tennessee.
Giants +6 was brutal. Yeah, they were brutal. That I don't know. Okay, there's one thing I'm going to say about this. Oh my God, some guy just parachuted into the the stadium with fireworks. Last year, I saw Cliff Kingsbury's first game as an NFL coach, and I thought it was of the worst I'd ever seen. And this Giants coaching has got to be right up there. What that does mean is Cliff Kingsbury's kind of come around. I guess it's possible, but I don't see anything at least innovative, though. That's the thing. I thought their offensive play calling was so vanilla. It was bad. It was actually bad.
Hey, Dylan Clark, how you doing?
Hello.
You've got some feedback with your TV and the mic. It's good now.
I'll turn it on. It's pretty far away, so I didn't think it would be a problem. Been a minute. Yeah, it sure has. Jamie loves the donkeys tonight. Yeah, we like them too.
I think your microphone's unplugged a little bit as well. Can't hear you now.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. Jay Hio says commentators for the game was very meh. I can completely agree. Completely.
I thought the crowd noise that ESPN used was insanely bad. You know that we have those sound effects that we have, and it remind me of there's like war cries.
Oh yeah.
Of like people running in, like a war cry, and that's what the crowd noise reminded me of, was like war cries. Like there wasn't cheering, there wasn't booing, it was just like murmurs, and like it sounded like people were yelling from like 3 houses down.
Just so you know, Big Rye listens to a royalty-free sound effects and music for entertainment. So this guy knows what he's talking about.
Jay said middle of the Giants game, had Steelers -3 weeks ago and then got Giants +6.5. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
those are some nice numbers. It's too bad they couldn't have got. It's too bad the Giants couldn't have played a little bit better.
What a boss! You know what? Everyone, shout out to Jay Hio. That is expert. That is so well done. It didn't work out, but that's not the point. The plus expected value on that is unbelievable. I highlighted that in the video. There was a chance for a Browns middle this last evening, and if you bet on them, probably tomorrow, I would imagine, or the day after. Zaps was on Giants +6. Interceptions were brutal. Oh, well. Yeah, honestly, I would take the Giants again. The coaching was brutal. The one thing, Mickey, I'd say about that is 5 is a bad number to middle on. The push frequency of 5 isn't high enough to middle if you're paying juice on one side. But I guess you had them in the contest, so so it's a little bit different then. It was a free roll middle. Wanted to win the division by week 10. Well, it's possible. I got middle potential in this game too. There you go. Oh, it's Brandon McManus. Biggest leg in the business, I would say.
It helps playing in Denver. Fat guy, you might want to adjust your camera so it's a little bit closer and centered to you.
You don't want to see the lower
That's awesome.
I don't want to say what it looks like, but I look special. Let's put it that way. Yeah, exactly, with the contest.
So Tennessee's going to start with the ball. Mickey said he tried to middle them. Had Steelers -4.5 in contest. Bet G-Men +6. Oh, that's nice, Mickey. He's got middle potential in this game as well. So it looks like it closed at 3.5. Let me double check. I can't remember what it was for the contest. Yeah, contest is 1. So lots of money coming in on Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee +1.
Former wide receiver Ryan Tannehill with first down run here. What college did Tannehill go to? I can't remember. I feel like it's Texas.
They had to take money to get him out of Miami. They couldn't get rid of him fast enough, and the Tennessee Titans have been the beneficiary, not just from his play on the field, but his leadership off of it.
Texas
I
A&M.
feel like this is the only home field advantage that'll really be had throughout the year. Maybe a little on the Chiefs.
Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Scott Novak is our referee tonight. Removes the mask to make the announcement.
Mickey's figuring it out. He's going double secret contrarian. Yeah, it was A&M, wasn't it? I almost said that, but then I felt stupid. He was a wide receiver there, and then he switched to quarterback like in his senior year or something.
Max, we usually stay away from live bets because there's more juice on live bets than there are before the game starts.
We have one horrific live betting story which went a long way. It was good. I think it was positive. That was risky business from Tannehill. Jeremiah Attachu is playing.
Yeah, that's nice. Tremendous athlete. He's been in the league a few years now.
Yeah, with formerly the Chargers, mostly a special teams guy.
Right now, that ball has to be thrown to this window. Tannehill doesn't have the time. Attachu, who's in there for the injured Von Miller, who will not play in this game, may not play all season. Attachu gets
Over there.
Tannehill was lucky to hang on to that football, the original contact.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's changing the play at the line of scrimmage with no crowd noise. Veteran quarterbacks are able to do
Clock is
this.
zeros.
There's a flag. Delay a game. Quarterbacks are going to be able to do more at the line of scrimmage, but they can't take their eyes off.
Very confusing from Tennessee. It looks like they're just taking the penalty. You have Ryan Tannehill anytime touchdown scorer. What does that mean, Zaps? Like for rushing touchdowns? There's no way if a passing touchdown's +600 for Tannehill.
No way, yeah.
Flag so far, 2nd and 20. Tannehill's all by himself in the backfield. Out of the gun. Getting pressure off the edge,
It's a
setting up
screen here.
the pass play to Corey I beg your pardon, to Jonathan Smith, the tight end.
Get a haircut. I should, shouldn't I? So should Big Rye, right?
Attachu comes off and gets pressure on Tannehill on the previous.
We don't get any female visitors. Well, not very often anyway.
He's lined up over Jonnu Smith.
I need a haircut really badly.
That's how you neutralize a pass rush.
Does it really matter?
22.
Yeah, rushing. Yeah, that seems about right.
Henry back in the game, fresh set of downs for the Titans. And here is Derrick Henry's first carry of the new season.
Look at his first carry, and he's carrying the whole team.
6-1 for a rushing touchdown for Tannehill isn't bad.
Excellent audio. Here's a really good offensive line for this Tennessee Titans, and obviously you got to be a great offensive line.
I got a feeling that's a troll from one of my friends about the haircuts.
They've got skill everywhere, up and down the field.
Possible.
It's definitely. Fat guy, what's my fans only page?
OnlyFans, by the way, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm a premium member.
Fans only is an inside joke. It's hard to keep fans only and OnlyFans straight.
Oh, right.
But if I'm not mistaken, one of my friends is Box Gaps and Flaps.
This has gotten out of control.
It's always out of control. So 3rd and 5 from the Titans at midfield. Pull up Donnie from Big Lebowski and put him side by side with Big Rye.
He'll do it.
I was laughing so hard, Mickey, when you said that.
Well, that's because you've never seen a movie before.
There we go. If I is that it?
I like how you look like Steve Buscemi. Sweet. Sweet comparison. You think of a more unflattering one?
I can't.
And Spencer will call for the fair catch at the 10. Tonight, the Postmates fan feed is delivering fans to Monday Night Football. Let them hear you.
Dude, this fan collage thing is brutal.
I find it funny. Are we still high on the Niners? Yeah, the Niners are a really good team. They're coached really well. Defensively, they're really strong, and
It's just one game. We're not going to overreact. We're not going to knee-jerk. I wish I would have taken the Cardinals, because usually in those spots I do take the... but I just felt like the overhype of the Cardinals wasn't worth betting on. But they came out with the win. But the line really should have been more like, in theory, I think 4.5. So I laid 7.
Well, majority of people were on the Cardinals. I don't think they could have brought it any lower than what they had it as. It's just unfortunate that people liked the Cardinals and they covered. Well, they won and covered.
Rams, Eagles at a pick 'em now. Seems about right. Eagles open -3. Yeah, that's. I really think the game is -3, but I understand. It seems the market shift makes sense. Oh, it's 3.5. That's massive shift. 3.5 to pick 'em is massive.
There's definitely value on the Eagles now.
There's value on the Eagles.
At a pick 'em.
Buy one, take one home free. Now until October 11th. Only at Eastside Mario's. Hey, bada boom, bada bing.
There's a better way. And it starts with buy one, get one free. Offer ends September 28th. Find your local paint store at deluxe.ca.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Red Tag days are here with great offers on the Corolla and other select models. Visit shoptoyota.com.
Yeah, practically twins.
One of my favorite movies.
She's talking about me and Donnie from Big Lebowski.
Late night thing isn't
Yeah.
working anymore.
I was hoping she was talking about how good the movie is.
But we see each other every night.
Max saw the Niners at -6.5 and hammered it and took the -6 for next week. Off the top of my head, I can't remember who they play next week.
Hey, we can change. We'll change.
Oh, they play at the Jets. Actually, you can get the Jets +7 right now. At it looks like you can get it at Pinnacle. 17% of bettors have taken the Jets, but 45% of the money is on the Jets. So there's actually value in betting against the Niners this week.
Yeah, it's not that. Don't worry, Max. It's not like we think the Jets are any good. You know, but covers happen.
Sort of married to him now. We really feel like he has a chance to be a good football player in this league for a long time. Elway has spent
Some bad news came out about Tim Tebow today.
What happened with Tebow?
He would only do a charity event if he got paid $50,000 to speak at.
66% of their cap goes to
John Elway wrote like a tell-all about his life, and he didn't have nice things to say about Tim Tebow.
Complete to Noah. Fant will stay in bounds and pick up a few extra yards out to the
That's
45
whatever.
to gain a 17.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though.
Again, that offensive line for the Denver Broncos. Bowles, Reisner, Cushenberry, all big picks. Cushenberry's a rookie at center. That should like flash yellow, right? Not just be regular yellow. You know, the Titans are thinking about
That's got to be an all-time name, Lloyd Cushenberry III.
It's something. For fantasy purposes, I need a big day from Melvin Gordon.
It's going to be tough.
They got to be more consistent. 28th in the NFL last year.
Fumbled the snap, and off the busted play, Locke will go down, and who was right there to make him pay? Jadeveon Clowney. Welcome to the Tennessee Titans.
The quarterback center exchange, it's so important. You have a rookie center and Lloyd.
Clowney's getting snaps like right from the get-go, eh?
Well, there's not too many things you need to know as a defensive end to get acclimatized.
Lewis, that looked like a good snap to me. He got that ball up. Sometimes when you have that motion receiver and you get a fake to him, the quarterback spins out a little early. Looked like that one was on lock.
I really like this defense. I think they have arguably the best secondary, and they're pretty strong everywhere.
It's Tim Patrick able to hang on to that and make the grab. Still going to bring the third down.
Patriots love their money. I know. My brother's a Patriot. I mean, it's hard to argue. Some of those super churches or whatever, I remember watching something on it. Holy, do they make money. I guess you could convert anybody to do it.
It's the #1 corporation in the world.
Who's the guy in Texas? He gets $100 million a year. Isn't that what he gets? Something like that?
I'm not sure, but talk about a ruse.
Yeah, I know.
Straight drop for Locke. Takes a deep shot down the sideline. Was thinking Jerry Jeudy.
That was. I didn't see how that was going to work out, but.
Jackson had the coverage there. No
Taking his chances.
for Tennessee. He's been added to the
But
IR
a nice 3-and-out for the Tennessee defense.
That was clearly a third down call they wanted against man coverage. Ran a little pick route, Lewis.
Yeah, Chris Jackson, the rookie from
Or I don't think that was a 3-and-out, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nice range there by the
It's nice defensive.
Joel
performance.
Osteen.
Sam Martin is
Who's that? Oh, Khalif Raymond's returning. Noah Dore Jackson.
Khalif Raymond.
Joel Osteen. Yeah, that's the guy. That is the guy.
Punt for Tennessee. Martin gets it away. Pretty good punt. Excellent hang time. Right in to shake one defender.
The guy with the beard is cute, no homo. Yeah, I don't know about that.
We'll check the marker.
I heard some breaking news that the Packs picked up Cam Newton.
They did, and they got a win.
It's a 50-yard punt if it stands.
We're getting raided by trolls.
What's wrong with that? I hope they don't make my blood sugar spike, because who knows?
10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
I think it's fair to say both teams trying to shake off some rust. Sure. Here in the opener, early on, second crack. Tannehill, Henry when we come back.
The price badges show a great price, a good price, if it's maybe a little bit above average.
When I take a look at good price and great price, I absolutely trust that on Auto Trader.
So I find this super funny that NFL Canada has a commercial for the NFL shop, and it's very un-Canadian. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Do you have the same commercials that I do?
I believe so.
The apparel commercial?
Yeah, now this one's an insurance one or something.
Safely take a trip somewhere
I'd be making a lot more than just your blood sugar spike.
where people you've just met say, it's nice
If anything could work down there, I would be impressed.
with the nicest people. And when you say goodbye, it's like saying bye to family. That's when you know. It's more.
I keep forgetting, but that pill cutter that I lend you, I need you to bring it next time you come over.
Oh yeah.
You get tried
tried and tested recipes and fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your door. Everything you need to cook delicious dinners. Shop now at HelloFresh.ca. Dinner solved.
Ever wonder why so much time painting is spent not painting? So did we. Introducing Premier Ready to Roll. Easy to carry, easy to pour.
Man, I'm gonna start the commercial complaining. Is pretty close now. We have 2 uneventful drives. Let's go.
Premier. Paint without the pain.
What are the chances of a Derrick Henry touchdown? Even money?
Yeah, like I want to say 60%, but if he finished the year with 60% seems about right. 65%. He's probably like minus 150. Well, with juice he'd be like minus 180. Do you think people from the South are better football players? If so, why? And if not, why are you wrong?
Loaded question. If a guy jumped on your back, would you beat him off? It's one of those, eh?
Yeah.
Who
I
just
just
got
know.
that carry? Was it Lindsay?
I don't believe so. I think Tennessee has the ball.
Holy, my brain's not working. That looked like, was it Jerry McNichols then? Like, who was it?
So the Broncos do have fans.
So these fans, they have the whole place to themselves, and the concession stands are open in case you guys are hungry.
You never wait in line anyway, Levy. I know a guy. Here's Tannehill.
Play action for Tannehill. Nice catch by
Corey Davis having
Corey
one of
Davis.
a better start to a game than he has in recent memory.
Nice play action here. We've seen it 3 times now, Lewis. You get the big back, and you have to respect it if you're a linebacker and right behind Josie Jewell.
Exactly. You see the throwing windows open up, and they open up every time. Titans going
Okay,
Big run
that's
from Henry.
Vintage Derrick Henry right there.
After watching the Giants offense and Saquon Barkley and then watching Tennessee's offense with Henry, it's such a difference.
See, they put Mike Holbrook in the backfield, just run the weak side lead. That's their bread and butter play. When they need it, they're going to go behind Taylor Lewan, number 77 off the left-hand side.
Another carry for Henry, who picks up about 6. Feel like a good opportunity for analysis was missed. Maybe something for the next show, says Hallow Tree.
Oh, he might be right.
He might be right. That's true.
That could be a woman. Who knows? Apparently, we're popular in both demographics. Corey Davis, a 3rd catch.
I think over the last few minutes we've doubled our female viewership.
Yeah.
Steelers D is pretty good though. They are, but I don't know. I don't know how much of that was defense. They played really well and they were stingent, but those play calls and that offensive line was all out of sorts for the Giants.
I thought Andrew Thomas played well though. The Giants tackle, the rookie, 1st rounder. Henry just bowling over one of his own guards.
Hallow Tree's just here to learn about football. I highly doubt that.
Excellent chance. Jarrell Casey facing his old team in the first week.
That's a really nice pickup for Denver's defense.
It's very hard for defenses to defend against that play action over the middle. 2nd down and 7. Tannehill. Nobody home. Davis was somewhat
Nice pressure there from the Broncos defense. Forces Tannehill to throw it away. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
She keeps playing on the glass. Should we bring her in? Yeah, no problem.
Play action again here on second down. You get the defense flowing. You open the throwing windows on the second level. This time he had some pressure off the edge, and he wasn't able to.
And these are pretty slow moving games. Not that I don't mind the Titans though, to be honest.
Because this is how Brian Tannehill gets into a groove.
The game last night was so good though.
Is the single setback just called up off the practice squad today? Tannehill to throw underneath, and Jonnu Smith could not hang on to it. Now the Broncos defense force a fourth down. Yeah, they gave up.
Here we go. Looks like we're gonna have a field goal attempt for the Tennessee Titans.
They got in third down the red zone fringe and looked like they got a mitt on it there, Jarrell Casey, and then that's the rookie Ojemudia in man-to-man coverage on the tight end. Nice job.
Steven Gostkowski, first year with the old team, with a new team.
Future Hall of Famer Steven Gostkowski. Titans kicking game was a mess a season ago. Here's Gostkowski on the way from 47.
Oh, good.
With a miss. It's
Good
hard
for
to
the
believe
under.
that Gostkowski's been in the league for 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's one position that I feel is pretty weak.
Fat guy, would you put Jamarcus Russell in the Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame of fat guys, sure.
Are you ready for some football? Then TSN Fantasy Football, fueled by 7-Eleven, is your destination. Go to
Let's see.
tsn.ca/playfantasyfootball or download the app to register and make every catch.
Is he the worst quarterback picked in the last 20 years? You could make an argument for Mitchell Trubisky, to be honest.
Some nice pictures of Jamarcus Russell. It turns out Jamarcus Russell and I have the same body shape right now.
That makes 3 of us. Oh, fat boy. There's a good Jamarcus Russell story. His offensive coordinator gave him a blank DVD and asked him to pick out 10 of his favorite plays from him. And then the next time he saw him, he said, "Did you like any of the did you like any of the plays on there?" And he goes, "Yeah, coach, all of them. We can run all of them." And then they knew they were kind of in trouble. I think Kirk Morrison told that story.
Natural Selections puts the ingredients right on the front of the pack, and that's something we're proud of. No artificial
I think that was a problem with the old CBA. You had to pay all those guys, like $70 million before they even took the field. I mean, what's the incentive to really be good for some of them? Because they made it. They felt like they sacrificed enough in college, and now they've guaranteed all this money, regardless of whether they're good or bad. The new one's a lot different because if you get a second or third contract, that's huge bucks.
Well, Michael Johnson was able to get Jamarcus Russell to a 9 rating in Madden.
A 9 rating? That's tough to do. Most of the punters and kickers are better than 9 ratings at quarterback.
Hallow Tree just likes playing with balls. Hallow loves our commentary and says it's way better than Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, 99. Okay. You could in that old game. His throw power was awesome. But Stephen A. Smith is a grade A character. Everything he says is smart, succinct, cohesive.
They start from their own 37. Little pitch to Melvin Gordon. And down to Lisa Salters.
Hey, Steve, well, almost every single
I like the under in this
player
game.
on the active roster and the practice squad chose to put a social justice message on the back of their helmet. In fact, 12 Broncos, including Bradley Chubb, Philip Lindsay, Shelby Harris, chose to honor Elijah McClain. McClain was 23 years old when he died last August after police in Aurora, Colorado, that's just 17 miles east of here, restrained him with a chokehold that has since been banned in this state. Philip Lindsay is from Aurora and told us his family lived just a block away from where Elijah McClain was restrained by police. He said it just hurt so much to see something like that happen in his hometown. Steve?
Melvin Gordon had it in his hometown as well. He felt the pain from Kenosha.
Who is Clowney 99?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah, he's really trying to make an impact on that play.
Melvin Gordon has looked good on his first few early carries.
Yeah.
This is a nice backfield for Denver, with Royce Freeman as a third, or change the pace back if one of these two guys needs a breather. What's going on, Jake Jacobs? Go Titans, but I picked the Broncos in the contest. Yeah, I think that's a consensus feeling for the fat guy and I.
Yeah, Titans are one of our favorite teams, if not our favorite, as far as from an enjoyment standpoint. At least when they get going, it's been pretty slow so far. But
well, it's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
So far through training camp. Again, Lindsay has led the way. Him being the native son hits really close to home, literally. Here's Locke to throw. And complete. Steps up, confident fire.
Locke has looked good early.
Welcome to the National Football League.
4-1, I didn't realize he was that good as a starter.
Max asking if we take any other bets like player props other than spreads and money lines.
It's rare, not with a sports book. Like, the only time I like player props is if, it's vis-a-vis. Like, I do have a lot of opportunity to bet with people in real life, so I often take advantage. I rarely would put a bet online. Clowney with a great run stop.
Yeah, the payouts are tough for player props.
They usually charge juice that isn't worth it. I liked one prop last year and it didn't come to fruition, but I still felt there was a lot of value on it.
The other thing too is that player props, there is more opportunity for player props if you really do the research. But the other tough thing is that it makes it not worthwhile to do the research because they keep very low maximum bets. So for an NFL spread bet, you can bet like 50 grand. Not that we're betting 50 grand or anything like that. Whereas a player prop, it's like 400 or 500 could be the max at times. So if you're going to put the research in and you're also going to lose the juice, why not put your research onto spread bets rather than a player prop? But there definitely is opportunity for player props.
But you might only have on a player prop, like you said, a 5% edge, and so that would equate to $25. So if your times was $5 an hour, and you have a reasonably sizable bankroll, then it's worth the time. But probably isn't. That's how they get you.
That was a really nice play call from Denver. The play, well, it was turned into a quarterback bootleg. But Drew Lock was able to walk for the first down. Another play action, tight end screen, but really played well by the Titans inside linebacker Brown. Jayon Brown. The Titans have been playing better since they got that hunk of a coach, Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is a hunk. And thanks for sliding that in there in parentheses. That was really nice, Hallow Tree.
He claimed on Taylor Lewin's podcast that he cut his John off to win another Super Bowl. I find that a dubious proclamation, but interesting nonetheless.
And a draw to Lindsay. I have a feeling that Lindsay and Gordon are going to get like 15 to 20 touches each.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to split for the most part. What's the over-under on Freeman carries? 4?
No clue, and it's not going to be posted anymore.
Yeah, obviously. I was asking you an opinion.
Yeah, I'd say 2 to 3 touches is probably most likely. 4.5 seems good if a guy's, for the likelihood of a guy getting injured. Personal foul for Rashaan Evans.
Look like we're going to get some points for the Broncos. Nice if you have them as underdogs.
This is a guy who comes downhill. He is a force against the run, can be exploited a little bit in the passing game. He's going to have to keep his cool. Because now they're in an area, I'll tell you this, The red zone, an area where the Titans struggled mightily in 2009.
Does every team have a player from Alabama? I wonder if that's true. I feel like they would.
They played a lot of man coverage down here, a lot of technique errors, a lot of communication errors, and now we're down here once again.
Well, I can check.
These two teams do.
So keep in mind, man,
There is. There's quite a few. There's got to be 40 or 50 players, so I'm sure there's a couple teams that don't have them, but most teams do. See, those Southern players are where it's at.
Yeah, you're right. So is Rashawn Evans done for the game? Yikes.
Is he? He's out?
Sean Evans is headed to the locker room. Go back and take a look at exactly if he threw a punch at Jake Butt.
Yeah, he got tossed according to Jake Jacobs.
On 1st and 10. It's Melvin Gordon.
I actually have him in a tackles pool, oddly enough. That somehow hurt me.
Kind of hoping the Titans to lose or win in unconvincing fashion, so I get to bet them next week against Jacksonville. I like fading public dogs. Definitely zaps. You don't know how often the fat guy and I are hoping and praying for a certain big result the week before.
Yeah. Because
action.
In theory, it shouldn't change anything. Is that Noah Fant touchdown?
That's a Noah Fant touchdown, but there's a flag on the field.
Could
he
it be
also was
OPI?
coming back to the ball. I don't know if he was actually in. Remember how poor Noah Fant looked last year in the preseason? And he's actually looked excellent to start this season.
Defense, number 24. Had penalties declined. The result of the play was a touchdown.
So not a good series for the Titans defense. I love the play calling though for Denver. It's run heavy and then they're going play action. And yeah, this is going to be a touchdown. He makes this catch. And Mickey called it defensive holding. So this will stand. Really, really nice drive from the Denver Broncos offense.
Touchdown will stand. Lock to Fant. Brandon McManus.
Extra point is
All
good.
the fantasy. I have him in one league, so which is that league I'm putting up the second most points, but I'm going to lose. It's unfortunate. Broncos have Jeff Driscoll as their backup. He's like a worse version of Drew Lock, more or less. Which I always like when teams do that, rather than have like a run and gun quarterback and then someone completely different. Who'd they do that with in Seattle? They had the Seattle backup for a long time. Tavares Jackson. Now it's Geno Smith, I think.
Yeah.
Similar type guys. I mean, they're just really bad Russell Wilsons.
Didn't he play defense for the Russians in '72? Said no one.
My favorite is always when they got Charlie Whitehurst for a game. Because he understands the playbook, but he can't physically do anything.
Well, that was the same with Charlie Batch in Pittsburgh. Like, he was, what, the backup for 10 years, I want to say?
Yeah. Wow, Golden Knights went to overtime. They're up 2-0 in third period. Yikers.
Did I just buy something?
Yep, and that means I can now enjoy my lunch.
Did you get me anything?
Well, there's probably leftovers in your new fridge. Not that.
Skip the dish.
I haven't seen a Burger King ad in a long time. I actually prefer Burger King over pretty much any of the garbage burger chains.
Jake says he loves the ESPN Back to Football commercial. I'm not sure if I've seen that one. We might not have that one in up north.
Might check it out on YouTube.
We also have a winner for week 1, fat guy. That's going to be Can't Think of a Name 1, who won his last game. 13-2 so far this week.
That's unbelievable. What a good week. How many participants do we have though? Almost 100. The Corona Bros did everything in their power to shut down football. Yeah, they did. I had it. It's, I don't know. Maybe I can't speak for everyone. For me, it was a mild flu for about 1 day. I don't know. I was way more. I had a regular flu in January, and I was laid up for a few days. But I had a fever for 6 hours, and that was it. I will be honest, though, that sense of taste thing is for real. I couldn't taste. My taste was off for about a week. It's back now, I can tell you that much. I've been taking advantage.
Yeah, there's nothing worse for a defensive back when you know a quarterback is extending a play. If you're Kenny Vaccaro, you're going up against one of the most athletic tight ends in the
Over 100. I hope this participation keeps up all season. It'd be so nice, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. If people can just stick to it.
We had a nice spike in subscribers as well. So we're up to just over 3,200. That first video did really well, so it was exciting for the Fat Guy and I. We had the week 2 picks video come out today, so that first 24 hours is super important for us. And I think a lot of people commented on the first week 1 video, a lot of trash talk thanks to Dylan Toddfield and co.
We got to thank Dylan, though, for that guy patrols the comment section. I mean, I don't agree with very much of what he ever says, but it's entertaining nonetheless. And he's out there picking fights at any moment. Because is it rampant in Canada?
It's not rampant. It's much more contained, especially on the West Coast. What's going on, John Stacy? How you doing?
Oh, yes. Why so early? Yeah.
Why is the video early?
Oh, the video. Yeah, they might be. There were some comments about that today.
The sooner we can get it out, the better. That's how we got our success to start out with, was just making sure the video was out before anybody else.
We'd like to do it later on in the week, but for YouTube reasons, it's just not a thing yet. Eventually, it will be. I mean, if we get to a size that we're happy with, but for now, it's got to be early. And the virus there's barely any. I think there's 300 cases where we live. Dylan should be a wrestling manager.
Skip the dishes. You deserve.
I would agree with it. So it was Dylan Jimmy Hart.
Canadian homeowners and professionals have chosen steel to get the job done. Only at authorized dealers you'll find steel.
I wish you guys could put your picks video. Dylan should be a wrestling manager. Yeah, he'd be the new mouth of the South. Jake said, I wish you guys could put your pick videos out later in the week, but I understand you're playing the algorithm. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll do what I did for the playoffs. I know someone else requested it, where I just go over like a really quick rendition of what's happened in the market. And Slut Pig said just came in here to start beef with Hallow Tree, so I think that's terrific.
Great.
And John Stacy, I'm late to the party, but he said earlier Stars advanced to the final. Fat guy, are you upset Taco Bell is removing the Mexican pizza now that your taste is back?
I love Taco Bell. I didn't know about Mexican pizza. I'd never had it before. Now, you know what? I do feel some regret already. Because no one likes missing out. That fear of missing out on fast food items. That's a real thing.
What's going on, Fear? He said, I show up and Hallow Tree is here as usual.
The closest Taco Bell to me, if you ask them for a beef quesadilla, they say, we don't have beef, we only have steak. I've done it twice in the last 2 months, and 2 different people said that to me, and I enjoyed it.
Hallow Tree says that he or she is a big fan of Big Ryan the Fat Guy and hate to miss a show.
It could be not a he or a she. It could be a zim, zer, they, them. You don't know.
Yeah, big assumption on my point. I apologize, Fat Guy.
Exactly, yeah. We don't like dead naming or misgendering people.
Our Taco Bell has been backed up since the announcement. Is this like the most genius thing Taco Bell has ever done?
I bought stock in that company, Yum Brands. They're great.
Yum Brands? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. I think it's a division of restaurant brands, but I think it's Yum, the stock number.
A nice screen back to Henry, but I didn't see what Denver Bronco that was, number 45, but he looked impressive making that play. Mickey, you won't be backed up once you get one, that's for sure. Fear said, you trying to win those big bucks, Boyd? Hell yeah, brother. Jake Jacobs is crying. Amanda says, I'm a big fan of Rye's OnlyFans page.
There you go.
Guys and gals and our gender-neutral pals.
That's the best way
like
to put
that.
it, I think.
I
That
like
way
that
we're all
saying.
inclusive, right?
3rd and 4, Tannehill off the mark with Khalif Raymond. So that's going to be another punt for the Titans.
Nice. They haven't really used Henry so far. And what's his name? Mike Vrabel had a mask that said, just run the ball with Derrick Henry. And they haven't really done that. How many carries does he have? 2? 3?
I think he's got more touches than you realize. But I know.
I'm going to take a look here.
I know what you're saying.
Here's
Brett
the best
Kern back to
player
punt.
at his position, maybe between both teams, is Hall of Fame punter Brett Kern. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. It's unbelievable. Every year, this guy's the best at his job.
Fear said that Marlon Mack is out for the year and he cried a bit. Yeah, it sucks. I know I've got him in fantasy, Fat Guy. I think you've got him on a couple of
Got him in
leagues.
3 leagues.
It's unfortunate, but
And
that's...
he was going to start, too. Henry does have 7 carries. More than I thought.
And he's got at least 1 reception.
He sure does.
The Broncos have done a good job, though.
I want to know how many times Brett Kern's made the Pro Bowl. I'm looking on my phone.
Fear, are
yes,
you a
I have a
Colts
cell
fan?
phone, guys. I know.
During the return, legal block in the back, receiving team number 37, half the distance to the goal. First down, timeout.
It's a 64-yard punt by Brett Kern. 7-0 Denver. And the Broncos offense.
Would the Atlanta Falcons be relevant this year? They always seem a little meh. Well, week 1 wasn't great. I know he's John Stacey's favorite team, as we found out at the fantasy draft. The Falcons' coaching is really what it comes down to, and it hasn't been good over the last season and a half or so.
Nope. He's the favorite to be fired behind Matt Patricia. Okay, it
Which
looks
I
like
think
we got
is
a
fair to say.
first team All-Pro for Brett Kern currently. So last year. He's only made the Pro Bowl the last 3 years. I mean, those are probably his best years. I'm a big Brett Kern fan.
It's definitely not something I thought I'd hear today. Fear said that no, but Mac was on his fantasy team, but he's Gucci because he stashed Fournette and Malcolm Brown from the Rams.
I'm assuming
And
Gucci
Zaps.
means good.
Gucci means good. 10 points so far from the Broncos defense. It's a nice start. And it's like the Fat Guy said, the Broncos actually have home field advantage. They don't really need fans at their stadium. It's that high altitude. Teams just have trouble playing in Denver.
Well, I mean, there's guys that had diseases that prevented them. Dude, Ryan Clark and somebody else.
Sure.
So if it affects you, I can't see. I haven't exactly traveled a lot to Denver and places of that nature, so I can't say from personal experience. But I mean, there must be some people. There must be where it messes with them a little bit, especially with something as physically demanding as playing professional sport.
We told the state of Nevada, you're getting the Raider Nation.
Touchdown Raiders.
John Stacey says, DQ gotta go. I gave him every opportunity to be liked, but his magic has faded, and I really didn't want to get another coach. Continuity goes a long way in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with him on that, but DQ does got to go.
He's
Not
just
Dairy
been too
Queen, of
stale.
course. I love it. And it's open until 10 p.m. I'm hoping this game wraps up pretty quickly, to be honest.
And Corey 100%. Denver has a greater edge with this air and the lack of conditioning, especially at the start of the year.
Lack of conditioning. Corey Andy's had some very good points.
He's bringing it this year. He's
bringing
on
it.
fuego.
This is no amateur hour anymore. Corey Andy is here to make money, and he is doing homework. I don't see him making it to the end of the season. Yeah, I have him in another prop where I bet on that as well with somebody. So I'm hoping that he doesn't. Like, because realistically, Atlanta isn't the roster isn't that bad. It's just not. Are they great? No, but I mean, I think they're average. They're at least
with
average.
Matt Ryan is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so
he really is.
It's tough to they have a chance to win any game because of him.
Yeah, absolutely. We did these videos a couple years ago where we did a video for every single team. Maybe we could bring that back next year, where we would project how they would do in comparison to their over/under based on talent level. And man, did fans of every team hate on us, and every team was going to go to the Super Bowl. Atlanta might have been the worst. Atlanta and Carolina were the worst, and I think they said, "You guys are crazy. You're going to the Super Bowl," and we liked the under, and they won 5 games, and it was just very interesting. They have 10 first-round picks on offense. That's very interesting. Yeah, Matt Ryan, Julio, Ridley, Gurley, 3 offensive linemen. Yeah, they do.
That's a winning play from Drew Lock on 3rd and 1.
That was great. Corey Andy read the Wong book and did more research, changed my perspective. I love it, man. I love it. That's really impressive. You know, it shows. You've already made some really good comments. So Stanford Wong, that is, he is a genius. I'll give you that. There's a few more books I can show them at the end of the. I can get them that are worth watching or reading. I've been writing one throughout the summer. It's going to take some time though. It's a lot slower of a process than I thought. Because you got to do a lot of homework to. Oh, fumble!
And that's a fumble from
What
Melvin Gordon.
Fumblerooski. John Stacy 715. I follow a bunch of Atlanta fan pages, not fans only, whatever that is. They're so divided about Ryan. Half blame him for all the L's. Well, that's part of it. That's part of being a quarterback, is you get blamed. Well, like goalies in hockey. There we go, me showing my Canadianness. I think it's very hard to blame him for stuff. I think coaching is poor in Atlanta. So does Big Pie. Croy Bierman. Oh, well, I mean, I think Croy Bierman ditched the NFL for Real Housewives of Atlanta.
It makes sense why Hallatry knows about Croy Bierman, now that you say that.
Yeah. Oh, so it's alluding to Hallatry perhaps being a lady. There's all but about 10 GMs that would take Ryan tomorrow. I agree.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's... You know who else gets a lot of blame for losses is Matthew Stafford. And can you think of like a dumpster fire, like a worse dumpster fire of a roster than Detroit? And coaching staff?
Coaching, they're brutal.
And then somehow Stafford has all these fourth quarter comebacks. Same with Matt Ryan. Like, those are 2 of the best fourth quarter comeback players,
the best players in the NFL.
Zaps, I'll dabble in some hockey, but I don't bet as hockey as much as football.
Alexander Johnson is going to be a key for this Denver defense. Now they let Todd Davis go. He was the emotional leader. The play.
Oh, hey,
we'll really
hey,
bet
Karen
anything,
Boyd.
Zaps, but hockey has got to be the rarest. I'll take a lot of bets in person, but I'll make very few online. So in-person bets are the ones that offer the best value.
Jim Caldwell was a good fit for the Lions. That move to fire him set them back at least 5 years.
I don't know if that's true necessarily, but I don't think he was that bad. Patricia, I think, has been like really bad. I don't even know. I can't even think of a term. an adjective to describe it.
Dummy counts and hard counts. It's so easy because there's no noise and the inflection of your voice is greater, but those guys got to be smart on the edge.
Well, thanks, Corey. Or maybe is it the lack of a new haircut is what you enjoy?
People are wondering what's going on downstairs, considering all this upstairs talk. What a run by Henry.
The curtain matches the drapes.
I feel like Henry could have blown through that.
He could have, but he knows he's going to get three more chances to do it. So
yeah.
That's exactly what you want to do with Derrick Henry. You want to make him bounce the ball outside. You see they get
this guy is nimble for how big he is.
Direct snap for Henry.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You got 3 more chances now.
If Cowboys can't come to terms with Dak, they should trade for Stafford. He's a Dallas kid. I don't think there's a way that Dak's leaving the Cowboys. They're just pushing the drama. They're trying to get the most out of Dak while they can. Because they're going to have to make some roster moves to make sure that they can keep him. Michael Pruitt. I'm just borrowing this haircut for a little bit longer.
Greg Turkington in the booth.
My favorite. Dak gets no respect. Dak has played so well.
I thought he played really great last night.
On the defensive side, the Broncos were the best in the NFL. Really down here, it's all about, you're right, it's all about eye control on defense. It's about sharp execution on offense, and that's what Ryan Tannehill specialized in last year. And he comes out smoking already.
Direct line to management, yeah.
There's Gostkowski on.
Gostkowski is good with this kick, so we got a tie game. Thanks to a Melvin Gordon fumble.
Titans opportunistic, got the hit, got the turnover, got the football. Then Michael Pruitt, who's made stops in Minnesota, Chicago, Buffalo, and Tennessee. Now the
I don't understand why they won't pay him. I mean, I don't know. They must have some sort of reasoning, I guess. They
You know
paid
what,
everybody
though?
else.
Is that Dallas is shooting themselves in the foot by not paying him because some of these contracts that have come out have been pretty crazy for quarterbacks. And
Well, the
Dak's
one
going to
that-
deserve just as much as a lot of these guys.
Yeah, but the Mahomes one, they can use that and say that you're never going to get that. You're not Patrick Mahomes, right? I guess.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
he's not going to
still
get
so
Mahomes
high.
money, but like he's going to get like money. He's going to get over $30 million a year. That's for
Well,
sure.
yeah, because Derek Carr does. He can just use that as a, I'm better than Derek Carr, and then they.
A lot of the league is better than Derek Carr.
What's that?
I said a lot of the league is better than Derek Carr.
Yeah, I agree. He did an interesting. One of his play calls was Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods. So obviously it's CGTW. I haven't figured out what that stands for, but I mean, if you're a defensive veteran, I'm pretty sure you could figure a lot of that out. Like, I don't think they're. I don't think he's the brightest guy. You've brought that up multiple times, and I'm agreeing with you.
Dak Prescott is actually the highest cap hit quarterback in the league for this year.
The highest cap hit?
He's the highest cap hit. He's got the highest base salary.
Yeah. But that's because he's a franchise tag.
I see.
I said it last night. I still think Dallas playoff team. Yeah, I don't see why they don't win that division. They're the best team in the division by a mile.
Majestic and inspiring, Cabot Cliffs provides a golf experience unlike any other. You can experience
Washington's defense, I think, is for real though. I actually do.
Contact an Asante advisor today for all your investment, retirement, tax, estate, and insurance planning needs.
I said it last night. Still think Dallas is a playoff team. Dallas roster-wise is a playoff team, and after watching Jason Garrett coach that offense and the Giants, I have a lot of hope for Dallas's coaching staff, even if it's subpar. They're gonna mess around and lose Dak. It's possible, Hallow. Fear said, I'm glad Watson got the bag, but O'Brien needs to go ASAP. Should have been gone at least 2 years ago. Yeah, people are really upset with his offseason, and his Thursday night performance was terrible.
That was the game that Marcus Mariota started and didn't play well the first half, and I agree he needed to be replaced with Tannehill.
Kicked out of the end zone.
Hot take from Karen Boyd saying Dak sucks.
Dallas versus Saints in NFC Championship. That's not unreasonable, I would say.
Did any teams come out with some cute new uniforms? Well, the Chargers wore new uniforms, and I did not like them. The Lee Harvey Oswald Bowl.
That makes sense. They should get you know how they should really settle it? They should get a librarian from New Orleans and Dallas to have a fist fight in the parking lot.
Washington is due up for the NFC East Division winner carousel.
Yeah. When's the last time they won it? Was rookie season of Robert Griffin III?
Yeah, if they won the division then, that would have been the last time they did it.
I think they would have won it if
Imagine if Alex Smith comes back.
What's that?
Said imagine if Alex Smith can come back and play this year.
They have a chance of winning division if he does.
Play action. They hit Noah Fant over the middle with a crosser. Kevin Byard, one of the fat guy's favorites.
One of the best players in the league. Actually, you know what? Washington's in first place right now. They're the only team in that division with a win.
If you don't come down on him faster than that, and the quarterback gets the ball out of his hands, that's going to be pitch and catch all day long. This is a great game plan so far on the part of Pat Shurmur leading the Denver Broncos offense.
I like what I've seen from Drew Lock so far today. I just like the balance that this Broncos offense has with two guys that can carry the ball 20 times each and all this play action. It just makes it easy for him to play and easy for him to be successful.
Mickey says Washington should have gone with Red Wolves. Washington Pigskins. I actually think Washington going with the name football team is I think it's great because it just shows everybody that they're gonna come for everybody, right? Like I guess the Chiefs aren't gonna be a team at some point, you know. Because I have this idea. I'm gonna write a letter to San Jose State and Michigan State because my roots are from Sparta. So can they use the Spartans name? You know, because where does it end, right? I understand Redskins is a little bit crass, but I mean, you don't pick your team as a losing team name, as something that's weak. Native Americans were really tough to deal with for many years. So, you know, you pick warriors, you pick things of pride. So I don't think the Redskins were derogatory, but I guess it's not for me to decide. So I like the name Redskins. I thought it was good, but football team, this is what you get. You take the fun out of everything. This is what you get. Fant is having a huge game here.
He just looks terrific. Like he really looks good tonight.
I can't believe it. He looks awesome.
Washington Pigskins is Jake Jacobs' idea. Karen says everyone needs to get on that Cam Newton hype train. The Washington Foreskins would be my preference.
What's your preference?
Washington Foreskins.
Oh, right. I like Hogs. I actually do.
Cam Newton is a national treasure. Big loss for the Panthers. Well, Teddy Bridgewater has been excellent in his first game and has been a very, very good player in the NFL. So it's nice to see Teddy back healthy. He's going to do well for the Panthers this year. FC Washington, that's always original.
Real Washington.
I think every sport team is going to, like in 50 years, they're just going to be called like, oh my goodness.
What a fortuitous play.
Every place is going to be the city name followed by whatever sport they play, and then followed by team. That's the way we're going.
Well, Washington Americans follow like the Nationals type thing. Also that. Noah, I gotta say, Noah Fant catch has still been, all of his plays have been really good. Maybe he's taking the jump. It's hard to on a first contract. It's hard to get the maturation at the tight end position, but
They've got
possible
Gordon.
we have that now with Noah Fant.
They've got Gordon and Lindsey on for this snap.
I don't mind that at all.
And they're able to hit Lindsey over the middle for first and goal at the 2-yard line.
Washington Colonel's my personal favorite. Well, I mean, it was the murder capital of the U.S. for many years.
Well, what was the... was it one of our picks in the contest? They had their name as the Washington Rape Dungeon.
It was Dan Snyder's Rape Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
It made it made a name of the week mention. JS715, he bowed out of his own contest. I don't blame him. He's too clever. You have to drop like 1 or 2 bangers, though, throughout the year, please.
Mickey's saying that we ain't going to make it 50 years at this rate. And he's...
Well, you're probably right.
Lindsey stopped at the 2. Going to be 2nd and goal for the Broncos. It'd be really nice to have a touchdown here. As far as wagers are concerned,
they should run it 3 times. I don't understand. Well, why teams when it's 1st and 3?
See, John Smart, he went for the overall.
Ah,
he
yes.
went for the name for the overall. First week stays up, and you're 100% right. Play action, and it's thrown over the head. Nick Vanette, ex-Seattle Seahawk.
He's smart. John Stacey knows. He knows the process. Because he'd be stuck with that all year.
Jake Jacobs, the week 1 names stick as the overall leaderboard for the season. But if you really want to change it, I can manually go in and change it.
Yeah. Well, I guess week 2 we're going to get a banger. I'm thinking from JS715. He's got to defend his title somehow, eh?
Gordon short of the goal line. Would have been a nice score for me.
Buddy, bring Freeman in. Bring Freeman in for this one play, I think.
I really hope they're going for this.
Vic, you're an underdog in this game. You got to come on now. You know who didn't do that I was disgusted with? New York. They got a fumble down at the 4-yard line. They ran
like,
1 run.
Are they going 5 wide here? No, they've got Lindsey in the backfield. I was going to say this looks like that tight end flip.
Not going to work. Why get cute? Why get cute? North, south, fullback. I'm glad that they went for it, but that's not my. Just run the simplest play. It doesn't matter.
Well, they went for it. They didn't get it. Tennessee has the ball on their 1-yard line to start this drive. Nah, that's why I selected the champ. Got to make my victory lap all season.
Yeah.
I love it, Jake.
You should
That's
see
awesome.
the trophy we got you, Jake. It's it was on sale. Let's put it that way. The T-shirt's pretty funny too. I don't know how it's gonna get there though, because you're not there, and I don't know. The USPS hasn't exactly been fast or efficient, let's say. Yeah, he should. The champ. We've had 2 champions so far: Wook Dog, and then Jake Jacobs. That was brutal, though. Yeah, that's what Max Klutz. It's a fun last name.
Got some Dan Quinn, Dirk Cutter not taking points.
Yeah. I still think going for it's good. I would have taken my heaviest guy and perhaps get a linebacker to play fullback, and off I go. I mean, I wouldn't even mind running Jarrell Casey in there. Next year's name, 2-time champ. Well, you got to earn it, Jake. You got 100 other people to compete with.
Back in Denver, time for our total replay, brought to you by 365 by Whole Foods Market.
Remember when Don Terry Poe was getting short line goal work for Kansas City? I love that. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's just not a lot of
man.
Don Terry Poes.
I know in backyard football, when I fall forward, nothing can stop me.
You're also playing against subpar athletes that weigh 150 pounds less than you. So
yeah,
it might not equal what's happening on an NFL field, but
what excuse do they have for being slower too? Agility. I'm not accounting agility.
I think it's called inertia.
And I'm still faster straight line.
Yeah, like I said, you can put a lot of weight on the ground. Force yourself forward. Good job. Good tackle from Bryce Callahan.
Think of how daunting a task that is for Bryce Callahan. Like, you see Derrick Henry come rumbling around the outside. You're like, oh no.
He did the right thing though.
And he gets a leg.
It's I was watching some of those highlights of those like 90+ yard runs from Henry, and it's fun watching guys that are slower than him try to tackle him up high.
Oh, it's hilarious. You think Kaepernick should be a starting QB? No. I mean, he's good enough to be a backup, but the whole thing is our record this week is 6-9.
6-9.
You order some Taco Bell, I'll eat it. Although I believe they close at 9 p.m. at the location nearest to me, so you're gonna have to be really fast. Is that Kareem Jackson?
Jonnu Smith in motion.
Kaepernick is that's such a good troll question. But I think he's
Kaepernick kept asking for lots of money, and for the money he wanted to get paid, no one's going to play him or have him as a backup.
Well, Jamison Griffin, 11-4, not bad. That's fantastic.
11-4 is excellent. Do you think his afro would fit in a helmet? 100% yes. Next time, I'll see if I could sponsor. Oh,
Fair
I
enough.
Appreciate that. That'd be super nice.
Well, Kaepernick on the XFL, that's why I didn't think it was about football. He wanted more money than all of the players combined. That's what they said per year. And obviously, Vince McMahon and Andrew Luck's father, I don't even know his first name, they weren't going for that because obviously they couldn't afford it.
If I told you to get a piece of bread and butter it and put hundreds and thousands on top of it, what would I be referring to?
You got me, Big Rye. You're so clever.
Hundreds and thousands are what Australians call sprinkles.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. That's what I learned this week.
My dad's Australian. I've never heard him say that. I've only heard him say Chesterfield. Get your feet off the Chesterfield, you see? He has a mid-Atlantic accent. Like it's made up. It doesn't make sense. My dad sounds like Laurence Olivier. In a talkie from the 30s.
Hallow Tree says the only thing I love more than fairy bread is spaghetti on toast with baked bean sauce.
Okay. Speaking of someone from the south. You sure it's spaghetti or not sketty?
It's so nice to check in.
Hallow Tree resides in Charlestown, South Carolina.
Oh, Gamecock. Must enjoy Jadeveon Clowney's play.
The baked bean sauce in the morning is so good. Boy, do you stream Sunday as well or just primetime games? Do Sunday night games and Monday night and sometimes Thursday night. Mickey Hill is a big fan of your dad and his transatlantic
I love
accent.
transatlantic accents. But it's not an actual accent, Boyd. It's or Big Rye. It's made up. It's made up. It's like what they do in like film noir and movies. Biscotti, yeah.
Biscotti. What's a pot and a parm? Don't know what that is.
Probably chicken parm.
Yep, docs, that's true. I'm just trolling Aussies. Ain't nobody eats spaghetti with baked bean sauce here.
And nothing screams Monday Night Football more than Chris Berman and Boomer's fastest 3 minutes. All those highlights from an outstanding Week 1 in the NFL. Full complement of timeouts for both teams, as a matter of fact.
Well, Amanda, what's a pot and a parm?
They're doing a good job slowing Henry down.
The defense really has to sell out on shutting him down.
Yeah, they do have to sell it on the run.
It's a chicken parm and a pit of beer. I'm guessing a pint.
Yeah.
Chicken parm with mashed potatoes and a beer.
Sounds good.
Brits eat baked beans for breakfast.
They sure do.
That's a real tongue twister.
3rd and 5. Who's playing third down for the Titans? Jerry McNichols? He's open. Humphreys?
Really big catch for Adam Humphreys.
Wow.
The big free agent signing from last year.
Can't believe he got $10 million a year. Adam Humphreys to get what, like 500 yards?
I forgot he's on their roster.
Couldn't you just draft a guy? Is that a catch?
Oh, they're saying it's incomplete. That was an excellent catch from Corey Davis.
Did you see Chase Claypool's catch?
Yeah, that was unreal. I didn't think he was in, but when they slowed it down, it looked good.
Chase Claypool's from about an hour away from we are, maybe half an hour.
Where's he from?
Abbotsford.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Notre Dame though.
Broncos injury. Inside of 2 minutes, they'll be charged with a timeout there first.
That was really close. Corey Davis clearly got his.
Think about that guy playing Canadian football in high school. He would have roasted everybody.
Was his coach Farhan Lalji?
Take another look at the left foot in clearly, and then that right foot. Yeah, that looks like a catch.
Yeah, those get kicked up some grass.
That's a catch, I think. How are you feeling about this game so far? I like that we're on the Broncos, to be honest. They, of course, missed that.
Ooh, it's hard to see.
Missed that 4th down, but I still think it's the right play.
He might have.
I think he got it, man.
He might have got that right foot down.
This is one of the better catches of the week. Oh, he totally did. Julio-esque. I would agree with that.
What's going on, Zivono? How you doing?
Oh, he totally got that. That was unreal.
He's continuing to target Boye.
That's against AJ Bouye. That's probably why you had to make such a difficult pass.
Ain't nobody keeping it urban, Hallow Tree. That's for sure, Karen.
Hey, football fans, Jesse Cofield here. In the final quarter, a key play can make all the difference. Introducing DraftKings Big Play Payday for tonight's.
They're doing gambling advertising during the NFL game. That's great for us, but the juice on these things is hilarious. So DraftKings.
Yeah, it's 15%.
Yeah.
Titans all the way for Hallow Tree. If he toe drags, there's no question, but they might not overturn this. It's close. Yeah, it's really tough to see because he does drag his foot like over the line, but it looks like he had his foot down. They say that they don't slow it down, but you can clearly see inside of there that they've slowed it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they would say that before and show it differently.
Dude, the dirt scuffed and kind of shot up from the back of his heel.
Think about how
I
tough
think
it is, because you're watching this. They watch it he watches it 10 times and he's still trying to figure out if this should be changed.
I think
tough.
this is a catch. The overturning part makes it difficult. Some sites have much better juice than others. Yeah, well, DraftKings is usually you draft a fantasy football. It's a different game. It's not betting sports, right? Or it's not betting spreads rather. So they charge insane juice, right? So kind of like how if you were to bet sports with a local lottery in most states, the juice would be much higher.
Yeah, and if you bet in Vegas, the base odds are -110. We like to use Pinnacle, and the base odds are -105. So it just depends which site you're using or where you're able to get your bets down. And then the local stuff is terrible because you have to make 2 bets or more, and the odds are definitely against you.
You have to parlay them, and there's 3 outcome events. There's win, lose, and tie. If a game is won by 3 points, that's considered a tie. So the juice on local lotteries for us at least is I'd say close to 30%. I think I've done the calculation before, but it's unbelievably bad. So I mean the ones with the highest accessibility usually have the worst juice. So it only attracts really squares for the most part. And this call is overturned. That is a catch, one of the best ones of the week. I can say second best one behind the Chase Claypool one. 105 sounds like a great deal compared to 110. I know, it's amazing. But think about the people that care about price. And Coriandi, they force you to parlay? Yes, they do. Single gambling events, single game events are illegal in Canada. So the local lottery can only offer bets on multiple events. I don't know which politician came up with that. Someone tried to kibosh it this summer, but it didn't go through.
That was a really good catch from Humphreys.
Smart by Tannehill. First charge timeout. Tennessee. 30-second timeout.
AJ Boye goes out injured, and the Broncos have to.
Public just chooses a winning bet.
But now their second rookie defensive back in Isang Bassey.
You're printing money. It's kind of like horse racing, pari mutual betting. That's a racket. That is a racket. They take 30% off the top. Yes, correct, Coriandi. Yeah, correct. Single ticket sports is illegal. Yeah, parlays aren't. Correct.
You see right there, Adam Humphries with the reception right there. Another guy, Arthur Smith, wants to get involved in this expanded passing game, as you see so far. They have weapons on the perimeter. They can throw the football with anyone if they want to commit.
But I'd mentioned last night on stream, though, the one thing they did allow you to do on the Super Bowl before, I haven't tried it in the last 2 ones, it's because they canceled the one before, I believe, was you could parlay things that were correlated, that is a home run for value. AJ Brown almost breaking free here. That Bryce, don't call me Randy Callahan. Oh, we just bet on lines at Bono. That's for the most part, or take bets from people, individuals. Because the local lottery stuff is a joke. It's a complete joke. Can this quarter end so I can use the little boys' room? I don't want to miss this. I don't think parlays are worth it at any juncture. And 2-teamers would be the ones I would use because you'd lose the least amount of equity. Some of them offer true 2-team odds 4-1. What a sack! All right, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
All right, looks like the Titans are going to settle for a field goal. Well, no parlays are worthwhile, but 3-team parlays usually pay out the best, Max. Well, Zid, how that affects us in Canada is that you usually don't bet in Canada. So you have to go to offshore accounts.
Textbook example of a covered sack. They were playing quarter, half, quarters to the strong side, cover 2 to the weak side. Vic Fangio is one of the very best at running that coverage. He was one of the very best in San Francisco, in Chicago.
He's definitely going to eat food.
This is why they shut people down.
It's got like a buffet in the bathroom. I'm proud of the fat guy. He has a gender-neutral bathroom in his house. Oh, I didn't realize that the Titans still had third down. It's disappointing you didn't order the Taco Bell in time.
And the clock is down to 7 seconds here.
They're going to stop this and take another look.
I still maintain that parlays aren't a bad deal compared to betting single games, providing that you only bet with an edge. What about some sweet pinkie pie? Yeah, that'd be tasty. Zit, the Vegas casinos, they'll make 5 to 10% on single game betting, but on parlays they make 30% plus every single year. So parlays are the quickest way for any bettor to lose money. The odds are just stacked too far against you. So parlays are actually the worst deal compared to single game betting. And even with if you have edge on 3 games, you might as well bet 3 games straight up and not bet them, because you're just losing out on juice every time you parlay another team.
Coming up this weekend, a Saturday night football game. De'Aaron King off to a big start at Miami. Talented youngster goes into Louisville to take on the Cardinals. 7:30 Eastern, ABC and the ESPN app. Tennessee Titans scored only 12 points in the final 2 minutes of the first half. All of last season, the regular season, that was the fewest in the league. So I'm trying to fix
The odds are still the same for bettors like you and I. Like the edge, you're losing out on edge by betting a parlay versus betting a single game.
Attempt. And Gostkowski missed the 47-yarder. Remember, he's been out, hadn't been in camp. They just signed him this week.
Had hip surgery.
Over the long term, Zivona, you'd be losing. Even if you make the exact same picks and you were just to bet single game versus parlays, you would always lose long term on the parlays.
The entire season, 8 field goals.
Well, you think about the kicking history of this franchise has been so good for Nedney and Al Del Greco.
After reviewing the play, the ball skipped in, no control, incomplete. We're going to put the ball back at the 26-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 12.
So Tennessee's going to kick this field goal.
12 seconds. And Tennessee will not be charged with the timeout, so we'll give them 1 timeout left in the first half.
But for them to go 8 for 18 in field goals last year was an absolute nightmare. The fact that they got to the playoffs and beat Baltimore, beat
I can't make the camera bigger.
champions on the road, both of those games is unbelievable.
And we're 10-0 on the mighty Kansas City Chiefs with 4 minutes to play.
Our cameras are inside of...
So it's going to be a 44-yard.
Well, technically I can make them bigger, but I'm not going to.
They didn't kick the field goal yet?
No, they had a review, and it looks like that was blocked.
That was blocked.
So that was a big overturn. Gostkowski now with 2 missed field goals. Well, 1 blocked and 1 miss. The Zivona, we were doing the math. So to break even on a single game, if you're betting at Pinnacle, is 51.1%. To break even on parlays, you'd have to pick right 57.8% of the time. So if you're picking right on single games 57.8% of the time, you're making a killing. And if you're picking at 57.8% and picking parlays, you're going to break even.
I have a question. Now, if Hallow Tree and Amanda and Karen are here, who's manning the the dungeon? Who's being the dungeon master then?
It's a good question.
You guys have different types of dice and stuff, or?
Some discussion. Some of the Titans, I think, are already in the locker room.
Tighten up.
Can you-
Okay, good luck to you, Mickey. Oh,
Have
yeah,
a good night, Mickey.
Late for him.
Thanks for stopping by.
He'll work in the morning.
This game will end at 10:20 p.m. Pacific time, so 1:20 a.m. Eastern time.
2 seconds. 30-second timeout.
Even with Tyra, the Chargers at home shouldn't be 9-point dogs. A divisional game, no, they shouldn't. So,
Hoping the Chargers can get to 9.5. Tyrod is so conservative. Hopefully Lynn scales it more to 2016 Buffalo and uses Tyrod more in the run game. I think Tyrod's kind of past that point in his career where he wants to be a running quarterback. Even with Tyrod, the Chargers at home shouldn't be 9-point dogs.
Dan Snyder owns the Washington football team, Mr. Stacy.
Titans rush 5. There is the underneath. Here's Jerry Jeudy, his second grab of the half.
Whoa, Jerry Jeudy got some jukes.
And the clock will expire.
I can't believe he didn't slip on the slipperiest surface ever. That sideline, whatever it is. Hope they never laces out on the fat guy. Yeah. Ray Finkel.
Yeah. An excellent movie.
I rewatched that this summer. It's hilarious. I actually like it. What would you know about pressure? Well, I do know that I've kissed a man. That movie's not exactly cohesive with today's climate. Well, Bill said, Tyra the same thing he's always been. So frustrating seeing him with Keelan Allen, Mike Williams, and Hunter Henry continues to check down after check down. Yeah, it's kind of that's the guy though that they want. I think it speaks to Justin Herbert really not being ready. That might be a 2-year deal for Justin Herbert, but we'll see.
Welcome to the USAA Insurance Halftime. Hope you're enjoying.
Oh, Joe Namath's favorite, Susie Colbert, is in the house.
Jake says Titans are the better team here, but I can see them freaking around and losing this one. They're definitely the better team, but playing in Denver, especially to open up the season, it's always going to be tough. Denver can grind out any team. They're actually very similarly built to the Titans, and Drew Lock seems like he's going to be like a really good game manager for Denver. And maybe he can develop into something more as he gets some more experience. I couldn't believe that corner wasn't able to make that tackle on James Washington.
Yeah.
Number 20
Was
on the
it
Giants.
Valentine again?
It was number 20. I don't think that's Ballantyne. I think Ballantyne was 25.
I think.
Gonna
Yeah.
pull up the Giants depth chart.
Valentine was brutal.
It was
We
safety
agree,
Julian
we
Love.
think it's the only real home field.
I don't need to accomplish anything personally anymore. It's about being with a defense that I think is as good as any that I've ever played with. Skill guys that are young and fun to play with, and then of course my line, who I love to death and they love me. So they're the reason that I came back to play.
If you love highlights, you want to stick around. Last night it was big drama in Big D as the Cowboys came up short against the Rams.
Is it true that Ray Finkel is the biggest NFL failure?
Well, I mean, in fantasy world, yes. Soccer style kicker.
And Zidvono says that Denver has a significant home field advantage with or without fans.
Change the way you do dinner with HelloFresh. From now on, the pressure is on.
Corey Andy says same with Denver and Utah in the NBA, especially with the back-to-back NBA edges.
To save the day.
I never thought about it in NBA games.
Every single night. It's time to come to the table more because with pre-portioned ingredients and simple recipes, dinner
They're
is
really
solved.
pushing 7-Eleven delivery hard, eh?
Here's the truth. You don't need to change your swing to get more distance. You just need technology to straighten out the distance you already have. The new Big Bertha Driver is built to reduce side spin and straighten out your drives. And the new irons are so forgiving, you can practically hit them anywhere on the face, and the ball...
Yeah, altitude's no joke.
So come back to the fairway. Introduce yourself to the green, because this is distance any way you swing.
I always like the UFC fights that are like the 5-round fights at altitude, and it's by the 3rd round they're already done.
Yeah. You remember that kick from Gostowski in Mexico City?
The one that went
Raiders?
like the one
End of
like
the
you
half?
could kick like a 70-yard field goal in Mexico. Because what's the
75.
altitude? What's the altitude there?
I don't know. Take a look. Oh man, we have Berman. Oh, the fastest 2 minutes in sports.
It's 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet. I gotta listen to this Berman stuff, so I'm gonna sit here and be quiet.
Oh, it's 3 minutes. I thought it was 2. Fast 2 minutes in sports is horse racing. Need some Big Bertha in my life. Who doesn't?
I think it's a slight home field advantage. I don't think it's significant.
2 touchdowns for Cam Newton. He ran for 75 of them. 21-11 Patriots. Last year's MVP Lamar Jackson Ravens won their last 12 regular season games. Their last regular season loss, Cleveland. They made sure that didn't happen again. Look, Mom, one hand.
That was a nice catch from Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is a boss.
Here comes Buffalo. Josh Allen running, throwing, and scooting into the end zone against the Jets. Nobody spikes the football like the Buffalo Bills. Kyler Murray, year 2.
This was a nice run from Kyler Murray.
Cardinals upset the defending NFC champ San Francisco 49ers. You betcha. Hopkins caught 14 balls. Cardinals win 24-20. Russell Wilson. How good was he for Seattle in Atlanta? Not 1, not 2, 4 touchdowns on DK Metcalf. Wilson, 31 of 35.
DK Metcalf is turning into a strong pick for the Seahawks.
Yeah, and he was overlooked. A lot of guys went in front of him. And he had such good straight line speed and good measurables. I wonder what it was that made him so hesitant.
Well, remember that he could only run like 2 routes?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that now. And there was one thing, he had the worst shuttle ever. So I guess that speaks to poor lateral movement, but I haven't seen that to be too much of an issue. Maybe they're just playing to his strengths consistently and it's working. Dude, that Joe Burrow setting up that block was rad.
I haven't seen any news on Randy Bullock's injury.
Well, whatever, they should just pick up Austin Siebert, who the Browns just cut.
How about the Washington football team scoring 27 unanswered points?
Their defense is good.
Touchdown pass, Jags, shock, Phillip Rivers and the Colts in Jacksonville and Kansas City, the early leaders in attendance. NFL prime time. Join Booger McFarland and yours truly every
Berman giving a shout out to the attendance leaders.
Oh, jeez.
I think we know how he feels about this stuff.
Yeah. I think we know his politics.
Big surprise.
Yeah, not exactly.
I hear a sweet mechanical keyboard. There's a good chance you do.
Oh, is this Adam Schefter? He's one of the worst humans ever.
I was really excited when Schefter tweeted out that Mike Williams was out, and then like hours later, everyone else is saying that he's in. I like that. I like whoever gave him that bad tip.
Because I'll give you a reason why I hate Adam Schefter. I bring it up every year. He bought pictures of what's you call it? Jason Pierre-Paul in like a medically induced coma with his hand after the fireworks incident. he bought pictures from nurses, got them all fired, and then JPP sued ESPN, and they paid. He kept his job, and they just paid the lawsuit. It's just taking a picture of a guy in a medically induced coma who just blew off his hand, and then showing everybody on Twitter. What a loser! This skinny little runt. I could wear that guy as a shawl. He's like 5 feet tall.
With thoughtful attention to every detail. And confident, knowing you'll be welcomed like family at the Lincoln Employee Pricing Event. On now until September 30th. Find Sanctuary and your price at lincolncanada.com.
Give me 34, rabbity-babbity-doo. Give me 35, how about 36?
Hey, the John Hamm commercial.
Oh, I don't have a John Hamm commercial.
The fat guy. I could tell you that John Hamm has a huge penis, but I don't kiss and tell.
Oh. So we got some Norm Macdonald retread jokes.
Skip the dishes. You deserve.
Not that I expect anything less.
Discover a world of betting at Spin Casino.
Is Little Caesars a thing in the States? Does anybody actually go to Little Caesars?
Yeah. I went to one when I was there a few years ago, and it turns out their pizzas there are like twice as big as the ones in Canada.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I always
They
found
still
that
charge like
comical.
$5?
It was a little bit more, but it was funny because I went and bought two because I'm like, oh, one's not going to be enough, and then I had pizza for like 3 days.
No wonder. The $5 pizzas here are tiny.
Rams are now
four.
1.5 point favorites against Philly, so people are still betting the Rams. They really like what they saw.
Yeah, I think this. What if it goes to 3 for the Eagles? That'd be great.
Even better value. They're the one thing though is that I don't like to see this much of a line movement. It's really nice as a price to get, but they're really trying to get people to bet Philly if this is what they're doing with their lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's actually it's a little bit of bad news it's moving this much. I would prefer it at a pick'em, but it's funny to say that. Like, I'd rather the line not be as favorable as it is now, but it just shows me that the books really do not want people taking the Rams. But we're going to see where that percentage is even out. It might be a 50-50 game if it continues this way.
Might be a nice Philly money line game. You get plus money now, so it'll probably continue throughout the week.
Yeah, Pinnacle, the Rams are minus 1.5. 98% of money is on the Rams. So it's... people are all over the Rams.
Sharps and squares.
You flew as coach? Mama, you have lost your damn mind.
Yep.
We had enough fighting for one day.
The new series Filthy Rich premieres Monday, September 21st, only on CTV.
Fat guy, what are your thoughts on nose surgeries?
Nose surgeries?
Yeah.
You mean a rhinoplasty?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you partied too much with the powder, then you probably need one. That's about it. I can think of
What's
a few
up, Donnie?
friends.
Who doesn't look cute in a shawl?
As long as it's a human one. You know, a grabbler like Adam Schefter.
Fat guy, what cast of The Real Housewives is your favorite?
You know, I'm partial to the ones that actually have money. So, Real Housewives of New York, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, something like that. The Real Housewives of Orange County have less money than pretty much any neighborhood in Vancouver, so it's not as glamorous as people would think. It's supposed to be a fantasy life, and the Orange County ones are keep buying groceries at Kroger like me. I've never been to Kroger. Is it a lower end market? I don't even know.
Broncos +3 looking good, but we'll see. The Titans should have more points than they've put up so far.
Don't forget the Broncos flubbed a touchdown opportunity by going for it on 4th down. So that was worth maybe that play was a 4-point play perhaps. So Broncos receive 2 here.
Goskowski puts a foot into it. And Spencer will let it go. Down to Lisa Salters.
Hey, Steve, well, I asked Vic Fangio how he thinks his young quarterback is playing so far, and he said, fine, but we've just got to find a way to punch it in when we get down there. And as for his defense, playing without its star, Fangio
Getting an update from Lisa Salters.
but our defense is fighting. It's a 7-7 game.
She was a good nose tackle in her day.
That his starting Mike linebacker, Rashawn Evans, got himself ejected at the end of the first quarter. Mike Vrabel
Oh, he punched Jake Butt pretty hard, man. I didn't notice that until now.
It's pretty crazy that guys can get like punched in the helmet like that and just not react. Like he just turned and was like, "Hey, did you guys see that?"
Well, I mean, it didn't hurt him, and he wants to get rid of the opposing player, a star opposing player. That was way off target.
Zap said he should have put his mortgage on the under.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's funny how you watch a game like this and it's just like, why didn't I put money on that under?
Well, I always like unders when the number is like suspiciously low. You know, like 36. That's my favorite. Because then most of the money gets piled in the over, and that's very satisfying to see. You know, a 14-10 or a 10-7 game. That was some stiff arm.
I'm interested to see if both teams stick with the run in the second half.
I don't know. Why wouldn't you? You're tie game. You want to keep I would want to keep the opposing defense tired if I could. Keep them on the field. I don't think the defenses are in bad shape, though, either of them. Tyree Cleveland.
A 7th-round pick from this year out of Florida.
Starting ahead of KJ Hamler, who's injured. So I don't know if KJ Hamler is very high in the depth chart, though, to be honest. Judy obviously is, but
3rd and 3 for the Broncos.
Oh, drop ball by Jerry Judy.
A confident throw from Drew Lock, a bad drop from Jerry Judy. And it's going to be a punt. Do you think it's worth it to get a nose job if you're a woman and you breathe like a man?
I know breathing's obstructing you. I want to get one because I have a deviated septum and I haven't helped it throughout the years, let's be honest.
Yeah, both Ds look pretty decent.
Yeah, well, these are 2 of the better defenses really in the league. And this is without Von Miller, which is it's a sizable difference for this defense. That is a huge hit. There has been some massive hits by the by every team pretty much in week 1.
That's true, fat guy. Rock our phonies. Good analysis. And who has the fan on? Karen Boyd asked, too much cocaine?
Oh, the early years, absolutely, Karen Boyd.
With Fountain Tire's new digital vehicle report, I bring these stories to life. We check your car's overall health and show you the results with photos.
Oh, you're over 30, though. That's not cool anymore. Early 20s now? At the time, you thought so.
Are you gatekeeping cocaine age?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you see that guy?
Yeah, I see him right there.
Okay.
Yeah, good shot. Pizza's here.
I love this commercial.
So good.
I love a crispy.
It's like we're not ableist or whatever.
No, this commercial is they're bragging about how good this pizza is, and then they ask, "Where's this pizza from?" And the big surprise is it's from 7-Eleven.
Yes. I'm on the Amazon one.
Coke is always a good time. according
Yeah,
to
when
Donnie.
when you're a young man and there's women involved, I understand. I'm fat and 32. I can't be partying anymore. I don't even drink really.
In tragedy and triumph.
Now you're just bragging.
Well, it's true. Quarantine was good for that. I only got drunk once during quarantine.
That's positive. Meanwhile, I'm getting drunk every night.
I don't think so. Mind you, if you drank 2 coolers and maybe a can of Tab, you would be wasted.
Follow TSN on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Big rise into Zima.
How do you think I keep this figure?
But when Denver drafted him in 1968 as a corner, he refused to sign his contract until the Broncos gave him a tryout at quarterback. That season, Briscoe became the first black QB to start in the modern era.
Thank you, Lisa. Each week during the season, Monday Night Football will be highlighting an NFL trailblazer.
Briscoe is an underrated tough guy name.
Marlon Briscoe, I would agree with you. Merlin Olsen was a really tough guy, and his name is Merlin Olsen.
For Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver in college and now a quarterback in the NFL. And I'll tell you, was really impressed, speaking with Ryan Tannehill and his approach to this whole racial justice
Josie
issue,
Jewell
and educating himself
and
being a leader
linebacker
as a
for the
white quarterback
Broncos.
in the locker room. I think it's been really admirable.
Tannehill to throw. It's A.J. Brown for a couple.
Donnie says Canada's getting robbed, doesn't even have the shooter bottles of liquor. Last time I went to a liquor store, we had the shooter bottles.
You tell me you weren't boozing the first Sunday of the season? That's correct. Was sober all day. Nothing. Zero.
Donnie said they only had the bigger bottles. It broke his heart.
It's been a few months.
Derrick Henry is able to get outside here. He's always going to make corners pay when that happens.
Wow, they're spotting it short, though.
Bryce Callahan isn't able to make that toe tackle head on.
Yeah.
I want to see what Callahan does here. Oh, they cut it short. Tannehill's sneaks are for real, and that's probably more to do with the offensive line than anything. Have a good night, Hallow. Got to get back to that. Got to get back to that Dan Snyder sex dungeon.
Yeah, the 164 dive for save throws.
1st and 10 for the Titans.
Single back formation.
They feed him again. 1 yard on the play. Talking about Derrick Henry.
Pinky's basement, of course.
He was great in the second half of the season also, but in the second half of games, so you wonder about that. Is that he's loosening the defense up, or is the defense tiring? Maybe he's getting stronger. Here's Tannehill. Plenty of time. Loads up and
Oh.
Is that intercepted? Wow.
That's the second unbelievable play that this guy's made. I actually don't know this player. I don't know if he landed in bounds, and there is also a flag down.
trying to make a big splash here in his NFL debut.
Or we mentioned no AJ.
It looks like this is coming back. He doesn't seem as excited anymore.
And he played this route well, but this was a poor decision from Ryan Tannehill. He was outside the pocket. The question is he going to have to pay for it? Is this flag going to go against Denver?
Like Denver might have run someone out of the field late. Let's see if they got caught.
Prior to the interception, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 45, hitting a player out of the play. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Oh, I don't even know Alexander Johnson, and this is bad. I want to see what happened here, because this is a game-changing play.
An undisciplined penalty there.
This is getting a little chippy here. Why aren't they going to replay this?
For the Tennessee Titans and Tannehill.
Broncos plus 170? Are they? They're plus 170 right now in live betting?
I'd say so. Tennessee has the ball right now. It's a tied game.
How? That doesn't make any sense. That's way too much, I think. I think that's a good price.
Well, that's pretty much what they were at the start of the game.
Yeah, but this is closer. You have a better chance now than you do at the start of the game.
Oh, my goodness. What a tackle. Josie Jewell. I'm curious to see Anthony Johnson as well. I've actually liked a few of the plays that he's made tonight. Or Alexander Johnson, number 45 on the Broncos, is a 2018 UDFA. And Michael Ojemudia, is that how you say it?
Looks like it.
3rd round pick.
My girlfriend's rocking a football engineer t-shirt.
Oh, hell yeah. Live line. Broncos plus 170 is a nice line.
That shirt? Yeah, I made that. Oh, I don't care.
Tennessee going 5 wide on a 3rd and 3. And a missed tackle from Johnson. Oh, that looks like that ball came out.
No, wait. Why did they whistle everything down so much?
I'm not sure, but this should be challenged because there was a clear recovery by Denver unless they're not able to because it was blown
they're
down.
Snapping it so fast. Throw the flag. Man.
You know what's interesting is that I don't know if there was one challenge this week from a coach that I can remember off the top of my head.
There should have been a couple. I.e., there was a touchdown from the Giants. They could have challenged. That fumble forward, that would have been a touchdown.
But you certainly have to get A.J. Brown involved in this game in the second half for Tennessee.
Here's Henry.
Another strong tackle.
There again for the Denver defense. I'm still thinking about what's going through the mind of Ojemudia. He had his first NFL interception on a great athletic play. He wants that football.
That rookie, I want to see what round was he taken in.
3rd round, Ojemudia.
He's tired already. Probably because he's been around the ball a lot. 45 has been pretty brutal. I guess is that Todd Davis's replacement? Is he playing man against Adam Humphries? Oh, I know where I would go.
That's not Humphries. That's a tight end.
Okay, even if it's McCole Pruitt or something. Well, they went to him anyways.
That's where they go. I think it's Fursker.
Oh, Anthony Fursker? Yeah.
This is an impressive drive. The Titans, Arthur Smith, have changed their cadence.
Broncos are tired right now.
This is now the 11th play of this drive in Denver.
Yeah, it's just too many plays.
Tannehill hasn't missed 5 for 5. Make it 6 for 6.
It's been some really good tackles. I don't know why it says 4th at the bottom. Just not completely with it. The linesman.
So you have 2 tight ends on the field, 3 wide receivers. John's a guy who can actually run the football like a big running back. He gives them a lot of versatility. Without a true 3rd down back on this roster, he's going to be one of those guys who's going to be moving all over the place as far as how they utilize him in their different personnel packages.
Second down and
They need to stop here. It's going to be tough to get, though. Inside zone run, stuffed. 3rd and 10. The one thing is, I don't. It's going to be tough for the Broncos to gain traction. Their passing game has been it's been difficult. Their best opportunities have come from Noah Fant, though, especially with Rashawn Evans not playing. There's really no cover guy for them. Guess you could play Byard. Ball batted. Oh.
Jarrell Casey makes the play on 3rd and 10. We'll see if Gostkowski can come in and convert.
Should be a bit easier. Should be a bit of flight on these balls considering where they are.
It's going to be about a 41 yard attempt.
And if Jules stepped back a yard shorter, he would have caught that ball. So many plays, so many would have, could have, should have for the Broncos.
And
This is
another
no
miss.
They cut Ryan Suckup for a really bad season last year for Gostowski, and then now, wow, that's 3 misses, 1 block. 2 misses, 1 block for Gostowski.
That's 9 points. 9 points left on the board for Tennessee. 7 points left on the board for the Denver Broncos.
This under is looking ever more enticing.
Max has got money on the mind.
Yeah.
Do you suffer from skin irritation or razor bumps while shaving? Try Gillette Skin Guard, a razor clinically proven for sensitive skin. Its Skin Guard technology absorbs pressure and raises blades to reduce skin irritation. Try Gillette Skin Guard.
This is a great home for a first-time buyer.
Me too.
The roof was recently redone, and it has unobstructed views of the mailbox. Great for
Home run. Tiger Woods made a 3-pointer from 13th hole.
I like that, Jose. That's funny.
But it is quite large. My thoughts exactly. I read up the offer.
Dedication, knowledge, expertise. We were born to be realtors. Get expert advice on the biggest transaction of your life.
This extraordinary waterfront golf community has been designed as a 4-season resort. With views of Georgian Bay on every hole, this course is a true work of art. This is Cobble Beach.
Warren, tell me about the Cobble Beach experience. I think the backdrop of Georgian Bay makes it unique. Every hole you can see the bay. It's generous off the tee. It's fun to play. The amenities of the resort, from the spa to the biking trails and the walking trails. People just love coming here. We have wonderful cottages right on site. People are coming from across Ontario. The views are tremendous here, and I think that's what gets them.
Just realized I'm 6 on leaderboard and have 10 for the last game.
Tennessee for this last game.
Interesting.
Nice, Zaps.
6 is a good start. That means you have a high score. Might be able to carry that to victory.
Estate and insurance planning needs. Asante Wealth Management. Be well advised.
Stephen Gostkowski was in the 2010 All-Decade team around the NFL.
Yeah, we should be able to up the pricing a little bit next year.
Until now, Titans offense the last 2 drives, 12 and 14 plays, and wind up with a goose egg. Nothing to show for it.
Oh my, who blew that up? 58.
Landry the third. Harold Landry?
Yeah, Harold Landry. Former 2nd-round pick, the Titans. Jeffrey Simmons has been a really good player. Does Baron Davis still play for the Cowboys? Well, we know someone that dated Baron Davis. We should ask her.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
I forgot about that.
The Broncos re-signed Brandon McManus. It goes to show you how important they are.
4-year contract extension for him.
Didn't she date him when he was actually in the NBA?
I think after.
Yeah.
A couple of significant injury updates for the Broncos. Starting corner AJ Boyo is out with a shoulder injury, and Philip Lindsay still has yet to come out of the locker room after halftime.
Also, you hook up with a guy a couple times and now you're dating.
With a foot injury.
I thought they were. Anyways. So apparently, Philip Lindsay is not coming out of the tunnel because he's still hurt, and AJ Bouye's out for the game. Maybe that's why the line's a little bit at 170. Excuse me.
Excellent
Great
play by Kenny Vaccaro.
And it's consecutive 3 and outs for the Broncos offense.
Yeah, and this is just a misread from Drew Lock. You're going to see Deshaun Hamilton. He's going to go in the middle of the field and be wide open. Right now, he's ready to throw this ball. Needs to go here. Lucky that this ball wasn't intercepted by Vaccaro, but that is
I think the host is wrong. He says that he missed a read to Deshaun Hamilton. Well, if he looked anywhere near Deshaun Hamilton's way, that would have got stopped a couple yards short. They'd be punting anyways. That was just a great play by Vaccaro. Vaccaro's the worst ball handler of all the secondary. You got problems if that's the guy making plays.
Excellent tackle.
What a tackle. Was that 59?
It's Ed Reed.
Yeah, that was Ed Reed. Ed Reed would have got 2 interceptions in this game on both teams.
Malik Reed, 2019 college free agent.
UDFA, yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing the amount of UDFAs that are decent in this league.
The golf is fantastic. We have 18 holes, championship golf course, 9-hole Oceanside par 3 course, and we have a golf academy. We also have unbelievable luxury accommodations, 2 dining restaurants with lots of choices. The wine cellar is something that we keep on growing, and we have over 3,000 bottles of wine. We also have our own vineyard on site. We're trying to offer so many things as far as a destination.
Does Baron Davis still play for the Cowboys?
Oh, we addressed that.
Contact an Asante advisor today.
I actually had someone recently ask me if Baron Davis still played for the Golden State Warriors.
Be well advised.
Oh, his last team was the Clippers.
Fresh in your step with a free footlong. Right now, buy a footlong sub on the Subway app and get a second one free. Order ahead. Pick it up quickly and safely. Only at Subway.
Baron Davis last played in the NBA for the New York Knicks in 2011-2012.
Oh, that's some time ago. Congratulations. I think Mickey Hill's locked up a win pretty much against DTF.
I have to do anything to help my mother. I need to know everything about Tyreek St. Patrick.
I'm in a close matchup in the Yahoo League. I'm down 6 points. I need Melvin Gordon to outperform Jonnu Smith.
You're going to need a touchdown, I think.
Most likely.
No question. Look, they've reset the line of scrimmage. They're playing on the Titans side of the line of scrimmage. When they go 8 in the box, you see they're playing.
Denver's D-line has brought it today, I got to be honest.
Coming down hard. You see right now Derrick Henry's only averaging 3.3 yards per carry. Look, what Vic Fangio is doing is he's executing a tried and true defensive principle. We're going to defend you inside out.
I've enjoyed this game.
It was boring to start, to be honest. I'm invested in just seeing someone trying to get some sort of yardage.
Play action. Jonnu Smith with the reception. He's going to pick up 8 yards.
He got hit nicely, though. These hits have been good.
Yeah, that's team defense. That's getting numerous different hats to the football. Don't put it on one guy. And they've executed flawlessly so far.
2nd and 2. Really nice spot for the Titans.
Adjustment there from the Broncos. They brought Justin Simmons down and take away that inside play action pass.
Play action. Oh. Almost picked off by Justin Simmons.
Oh, and that would have been a pick 6 probably.
One of Big Rye's favorite players.
Yep.
You see now what you're doing. You see the adjustment here on the part of the Broncos defense. They must have went in at the half and told him, hey, look, if you have contained.
Just off the fingertips for Jonnu Smith.
Surprised with those sticky gloves he dropped that. If they had a bit of stickum on there, that would have been a touchdown for sure. What's your favorite NFL street player? What's his name? Lester
Hayes.
Yeah.
And Tennessee able to pick up that first down. It's really nice to have a mobile quarterback on those 3rd downs to be able to give players time to get open along on that first down line. They used to put stickum on their hands. I get sticky hands for other reasons. It just depends how many guys come to play.
That's Davis in motion. It's Henry on first.
Henry gets a touch up the middle. He's able to pick up 6 yards.
He's such a big guy. I think the tackling has been superb, though, this first week.
Oh, fat guy. That cheese that I couldn't figure out what it was.
Munster.
With the holes in it. It was Swiss cheese.
Oh. And sometimes you lose.
The tackling has been good from Denver today.
I think from everybody, to be honest. I do think 40 numbers are the coolest, though.
Luan has been such a stalwart in 7th year out of Michigan.
Oh.
Offensive line.
Taylor Lewan looks like he's got a knee injury.
This would be catastrophic for the Titans.
Oceanside championship golf experience and a haven of civility, character, cuisine, comfortable luxury, and East Coast charm. This is Fox Harbor. Elliot, tell me about the Fox Harbor experience.
The golf is fantastic. We have 18 holes, championship golf course, 9-hole Oceanside par 3 course, and we have a golf academy. We also have unbelievable luxury accommodations, 2 dining restaurants with lots of choices. The wine cellar is something that we keep on growing, and we have over 3,000 bottles of wine. We also have our own vineyard on site. We're trying to offer so many things as far as a destination.
Fox Harbor provides visitors with an unforgettable East Coast golf experience. You can experience complete financial advice with Asante Wealth Management.
Contact an Asante advisor today for all your investment, retirement, tax, estate, and insurance planning needs. Asante Wealth Management. Be well advised.
Discover a world of betting at spincasino.net. With all your favorite casino games, including
they're promoting TSN Fantasy Football.
And over
it's
I
week
love,
1.
Amazing slots.
I love when they are encouraging people to join fantasy leagues weeks after the league started.
Didn't they realize that this doesn't work? Remember they did that with the CFL?
Yeah, it's super enjoyable. I love the CFL because there's only 8 teams, so you can't have more than 8 players play in a league, or else 4 of the teams wouldn't have quarterbacks. Like, oh, I had to play the backup Saskatchewan Roughriders quarterback, and he picked up 6 yards on quarterback sneaks.
Yeah, there you go.
Forever. Radical thinking has engineered a driver with unconventional forgiveness and unlocked the next level of speed. New distance is out there. It takes a Maverick to find it. Maverick from Callaway, the #1 driver on major worldwide tours.
Taylor Lewan walked off under his own power. 3 consecutive Pro Bowls from 16 through 18, and he's the co-host of a really cool podcast, too. Hope to see him back in the game.
I couldn't really tell, couldn't really see what happened to him there. They were looking at his right knee. He walked off under his own power. Hopefully he can return.
3rd down and 3.
They're playing Metallica. Keep the defense the defense angry.
3rd and 3 for Tennessee. Tannehill and shotgun. They go to his screen, and his helmet gets pulled off. Is that a... I'm guessing that's a penalty?
I don't know if that's a penalty. It just happened to touch the guy's head. I mean, it's going to be called a penalty, but it shouldn't be.
That was a scary situation. McNichols had his helmet ripped off. Obviously, it's going to be a foul, but then he's still running with no helmet on. Good idea to get down fast.
I actually don't know what the rule is on this.
It'll be illegal contact.
Oh yeah, he...
Oh, that was a face mask.
I didn't see it.
15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Yeah, John Perry, it's easy for you to say.
It's kind of crazy that the mouth guard stays in.
Keeps running. Here comes another
That's because he clenched his teeth, right? It just ripped off the plastic.
Yeah, exactly. And you just don't see this very often.
See the plastic break off and fly?
I don't ever remember seeing a ball carrier's helmet get taken off.
Well, that's probably the worst face mask I've seen someone in some time. Maybe it's on a bus, Amanda.
I love hearing all these calls at the line of scrimmage. That's something a fan at home. It's new this year because of no crowds. Takes you inside the game. Now he's changing the play.
How much can you trust the kicking game at this juncture for Tennessee?
No, they don't really have a choice.
What a run. Even though it's just like up the gut, 9 yards. You can't have a tired defense against this offense, especially when they're up or at least or even tied.
Second and 2 for the Titans.
It sounds cool, yeah. What does it mean? Here's Henry again.
First down.
Well, I'll tell you, it's really interesting on third down in particular, right? Because you hear most of these quarterbacks will come up, say, red 80, set up, and they're never going to.
I think you'd need at least 2 or 3 mirrors to check.
And then they call the play, and then you hear the offensive linemen make their checks as to who they're going to block. So that's the cadence of communication on every play on offense.
You make it sound more simple than it is. Here's Tannehill to throw into heavy traffic.
Really nice catch from Corey Davis.
He's having a better game than A.J. Brown is. Tannehill's been excellent. I agree.
Tannehill's been good ever since he started playing with the Titans. Like, it's hard to say that last year was a fluke because he was just so consistent last year.
He was good every game.
Happy week 1 AP.
If they extrapolated the Tannehill season, he would have been the MVP, I think.
Which is just crazy to think. It's crazy to think that Ryan Tannehill is, had an MVP-like season in the NFL. I would have never thought that.
Me too. Happy week 1, AP.
They are not going to be able to overcome 3 missed field goals if they continue to have to attempt field goals on this drive.
I wonder if the play calling will be a little bit more aggressive so they don't have to kick a field goal. Tannehill throws this one away.
Tannehill just threw that into the stands and very near the cardboard cutout fans here in Power Field.
Josie Jewell is having a nice game there. He had Derrick Henry out in the flat, man-to-man coverage. The play action pass fake didn't fool him. And you saw Ryan Tannehill had to pull the ball down and ate it. This is indicative of a Vic Fangio coach defense. Very fundamentally sound, know what their pattern matches are supposed to be. And that's how you now push them into a third down situation.
Yep. Big third down. I try to find Humphreys lined up on the rookie, Bassing in the slot.
3rd and 5. Quick throw. There it is. Right on it.
Humphreys has been big on third down.
Yeah, I was just going to make that comment.
He's saying Bassey, and he's no match for Humphreys. Humphreys is quick, elusive. He is right here, and they're just going to zone it off. And he's too smart. Just like Julian Edelman, line of the hole, get the ball, and get the first down.
Humphreys had 1 FBS scholarship offer. 1 came from Clemson, and he just signed a $36 million contract after being an unrestricted free agent and an undrafted free agent. That doesn't happen to a lot of people. First down and goal inside.
First and goal for Tennessee. Henry's going to get the carry on first down.
Into the pile, and he's pushed back. That will likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
They whistled it down, but the ball came out. I wish they whistled it down 2 seconds after they usually do. I think this defense is tired. Drew Lock looks like Tom Berenger.
Yeah, I've heard you say this before.
From the first time tying their skates to their first goal, all the 6 a.m. practices and the post-game crashes, the injuries that felt larger than life, and the victories that were. These big moments aren't possible without Canadian sports organizations. That's why Jumpstart is donating 8...
Under bettors just waiting to cash their tickets. Gotta love that feeling. Yeah, it's definitely nice.
They are too.
This extraordinary waterfront golf community has been designed as a four-season resort. With views of Georgian Bay on every hole, this course is a true work of art. This is Cobble Beach.
Broncos only ran 6 plays in that third quarter.
I think the backdrop of Georgian Bay makes it unique.
And it's hurting them. It's like the fat guy said, their defense is tired. This is where Derrick Henry just gets to hold.
He'll take the game over more or less because he can just grind you. The problem is though they can't get behind in the first half though. Otherwise that changes the dynamic of the game. Game script, as they would say.
You can experience complete financial advice with Asante Wealth Management.
Contact an Asante advisor today for all your investment, retirement, tax, estate, and insurance planning needs. Asante Wealth Management. Be well advised.
Oh, mid-century modern detached. Lots of room for a doll family of 4. This is a great water feature, but what's the upkeep like? The previous owner clearly had a problem with grape juice spillage, but other than that, it's in good condition. My client's interested.
Dedication.
It looks like Amanda found her butt plug because it fit perfectly.
Get expert advice on the biggest transaction of your life.
Fat guy, you have any jokes you want to tell?
They're all racist, so no.
Denver, Colorado. Titans are knocking on the door. This was their specialty in the final 10 games last season. 26 touchdowns on 30 red zone drives. Best in the NFL in the last 40 years. But can they cash in? They've had long drives. The last 2 drives, 12 plays, 14 plays. Nothing to show for it. Here's the 13th play.
All right, fourth quarter is on here. 2nd and goal for the Titans. Tannehill in shotgun with Derrick Henry to his left. Henry makes the catch out of the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Good tackle.
I've liked the tackling from Anthony Johnson.
Oh, he went for the ball.
Sorry,
Alexander Johnson. He didn't get in.
It doesn't look like it. Alexander Johnson has the ball in his hand, but
at times on 4th down. You gotta wonder. I mean, you can't imagine that he's not confident in Gostkowski and basically kicking from that 1-inch line, can you?
Did you see who made Derrick Henry change direction?
Number 62 of the offensive reporting is eligible. That's number 62.
So they're going for it here on 4th and goal, but they might not hit the line of scrimmage fast enough. 3, 2, 1. They get it off. Play action. Wide open in the end zone. Jonnu Smith.
That's going to end Big Rise fantasy dreams.
Totally.
Everything happens so fast down on the goal line that you have to have your pattern matches and your assignments down pat. And you're going to see right here, you're going to see Jonnu Smith right here.
It didn't look like they were going to get that play off in time, but they managed to get it done. I'm not sure what Justin Simmons was doing there.
He caused that touchdown. Justin Simmons was on the ball. That would have been a Broncos ball. It's unfortunate. I'm not confident in this field goal.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a miss.
So we have a 6-point game.
Jadeveon Clowney was laughing on the sideline.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the splash guards on my butt plug definitely do not work. Don't you feel like they would get to practice in between kicks and maybe figure this out?
I've never understood anything.
This is Cobble Beach. Warren, tell me about the Cobble Beach experience.
I think the backdrop of Georgian Bay makes it unique. Every hole you can see the bay. It's generous off the tee. It's fun to play. The amenities of the resort and the spa to the biking trails.
They've got wealth management commercials that are focusing on how nice golf courses are in Canada, and I find it quite funny.
I find it funny that like people think that there's gonna be. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this economy going forward. They printed our national deficit twice in 1 month. I mean, I don't know. Not that I know a ton about money, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of extra money splashing around in the next few years.
Jake Jacobs says kicking it into a net ain't like kicking it at pipes, I guess.
I guess.
It's
pretty bad.
I don't know.
Who are the free agent kickers?
Seibert
I bet you
today.
they get Austin Seibert. I was joking, but not joking.
It feels like it should be the easiest position to replace, but
it's not. No one's any good at it. There's a total demand for it. If I had a kid or a son, I would make them be a punter and a kicker. Hybrid. Get $5 million a year for 20 years.
I have to do anything to help my mother. I need to know everything about Tyreek St. Patrick.
yeah, IP. You can join the contest any week. Definitely encourage you to. The NFL Week 2 picks video is out, and the link to the picks is in the description. Or you could just go to BigRyanTheFatGuy.com and you can get to the picks from there.
Yeah, Kern could do it. There you go. Jairo Santos is on the Bears practice squad.
They could even bring Doug Flutie back for a drop kick. Wes Welker as well.
Greg Joseph is on the Bucks practice squad.
Especially when your DNA is such that you play tight ball games, you're a ball control type of offense, and every game usually is going to come down to a field goal or something like that. So this is something that they can't put up with. It's something that they can't let go on. Lisa.
Well, guys, you know, you really have to feel for this guy, though. I have been over
Greg Joseph would be my pick.
since he missed that third field goal, and Steve Gostkowski, for most of the time, has been by himself, at least 15, 20 yards away from everyone else. I saw him pacing up and down. He threw the ball holder down in the ground in disgust. Obviously frustrated with himself. You have to wonder what's going through his head right now.
Oh, Kari Vedvik. The guy who got traded to the... He got drafted by the... he got drafted
Was
by
it the Chargers?
Jets. No, the Jets.
The Jets, yeah, as a
and then
punter
traded
kicker.
to the Vikings. Was horrible, and then he got cut. He is a on the practice squad for the Panthers. That guy, he's a punter and a kicker. I mean, they don't need a punter, but yeah, Joseph was a kicker through the playoffs, made all extra points. Jake Jacobs. Yeah, Greg Joseph might be the guy. I would guess him or Kari Vedvik. Gostkowski knows this is his last game. Did he take his shoe off?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Oh my, is that a run from Melvin Gordon?
Melvin Gordon has looked good when he's had his chances today.
Well, there's no Philip Lindsay, so he's gonna get some touches.
Excellent blocking there. Kevin Byard with a missed tackle.
Yeah, he got juked out of his pants, though. That's one of the better players in the NFL.
First down this half for the Broncos, and they are at midfield.
Justin Rohrwasser for the Patriots. There's some guys here you could try out. Man, Judy's got moves too, dude.
He's got Jerry Jeudy reminds me a little bit of Odell Beckham with that like able to make plays when he gets the ball.
Except that he can run a full route tree, and he's not a baby, and he plays through injury probably. All those things.
We'll see. We'll see. Still early in
He's
his
probably
career.
better than Odell Beckham already.
If you are not patient with him,
He took a big hit there from number 51.
Only allowed Judy one catch on 3 targets for only 5 yards. Here's Locke. Goes to Judy again.
We only picked based on market factors, Indy. It's tough. We have the bad lines. I'll agree with you. It's we're under 53% though for the entirety. I think we're 52 point something. It wasn't calculated correctly, but it's 52.8. We just do it on market factors, and that's it.
Yeah. So games like today where people are down on the Broncos, people are high on the Titans, we're usually going to lean towards the Broncos depending on the price. Lindsey's out while I lost. That sucks.
Yeah. Week 1. Like, if you use the same tactics we do, but you bet at prime times, you know, like at peak line movements, you'll hit better than that.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to bet at the start of the week or the end of the week. It just depends on.
Yeah.
Learning how lines move is something that, like, we can't even tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's something that really does come with experience and following the markets.
We have educated guesses. That's about it.
Oh, Melvin Gordon got muted there for sure. Dropped an F-bomb. Gordon's running with purpose.
They were chatting and laughing, and he headbutted Butler, and Butler wanted a flag. What a scumbag! Because it was like a friendly headbutt.
Once again, the Titans are backed up down here in the red area, again in the area where they struggled. They struggled in this game. They struggled in 2019.
2nd and 7. Pressure coming.
Royce Freeman gets it down to the 1 yard line.
On his first touch of the game. Now, Indy, if you wanted to verify all our picks, we implore you to do so. We need a third party then. That'd be great.
Broncos are going to go fast. Where you hand the ball off to Royce Freeman to try to punch this in.
Last time they were down there, Simmons came up with a big stop, and they're not going to get there again. Kenny Vaccaro, first man in.
Whatever, you got a bunch more cracks at it. You got Freeman. Go for it.
Yeah, they're crashing the edges, Lou. You have to run play action on 1st or 2nd down against Mike Vrabel's defense on the goal line because they're going to crash and take away the run game.
Remember Gordon on the goal line? It wasn't so good. He had a couple bad plays.
AP, we use websites like Sports Insights as well as Action Network, and they highlight Melvin Gordon in for the touchdown, which is nice for me. You really got played on taking Lindsey over Gordon. Well, Melvin Gordon could have got injured, and Lindsey could be getting all these touches right now. So you can never predict that kind of stuff. AP Indy, there's not much incentive for these guys to lie about betting percentages. And even I know Pinnacle was even showing betting percentage information, and we always take it with a grain of salt as well, and that's why we do picks contests like we do, because we get to track and see what people think. So out of 100 picks, where do people lean for us? It's also a nice indicator.
If you're ever in here, here's a good one, AP. If you're unsure of how the market is, join the biggest spread pick'em at the start of the year wherever you live, and then look at their picks before like each week, review them, and you'll get a good idea of where people are picking. You know, and a lot of square bettors are inelastic to price. They would never change teams even if the price moved a few points. So it's all about taking minor edges. I'm actually writing a book on it, and Big Rye's going to edit it on these exact issues. It's going to take a while though, so I'm hoping by next week. Probably going to reveal a lot of our secrets in that book.
This extraordinary waterfront golf community has been designed as a 4-season resort. With views of Georgian Bay on every hole, this course is a true work of art. This is Cobble Beach. Warren, tell me about the Cobble Beach experience.
I think the backdrop of Georgian Bay makes it unique. Every hole you can see the bay. It's generous off the tee.
If you don't have an Action Network,
the amenities of the
or I highly suggest getting an Action Network
people just love
subscription. It's fairly inexpensive, and it'll have a lot of value. And at a minimum, you can just track it and draw your own conclusions. You don't have to bet with it necessarily. Track it and try and draw your own conclusions. Because there's a lot of information available.
Contact an Asante advisor today for all your investment, retirement, tax, estate, and
yeah, the overanalyzing can get to you. The really you should almost with your gut pick the team you think is better and then always pick the opposite. So I don't know if you're picking against the spread, if you're picking straight up, but really you just want to go the opposite of what your friends are doing. It also depends on the payouts. Like, is it a weekly payout? I'm guessing if it's 5 buddies, you guys are probably doing 1 season long.
There's a really good quote by Amarillo Slim Preston, the world's greatest prop bettor, they say. It's a really good book, by the way, Amarillo Slim, A World Full of Fat People. He says all he does is he goes down to the bar, takes what everyone at the bar says is going to cover, and then he does the opposite. He said it isn't much more complicated than that. It is a little bit, but the basis of it is no. We believe in contrarian theory, and I think we have the results to prove that it's worked. So even on our little contest thing where we have to take these lines at just inopportune times.
I was going to say the same thing that the fat guy just said, and that's like the best thing you can do is just find a couple of your friends who like football and ask them who they'd pick, and then really just pick the opposite, and you'd win more than you'd lose. Like at the very, very simplest form of it. And
simplest
even
science.
Will we be back this week? Yeah, Eric. We had our week 1 video as well. You might have missed it. And the week 2 video is already posted, so you'll be able to check that out as well. And AP, another very, very interesting thing is in our comment section, there's always going to be people who are like specifically last week, a guy couldn't believe that we took Jacksonville, New England, and the Jets. And if you bet those 3 games, you would have gone 2-1. And I know it's like a very small sample of 3 games, but it tends to be the people that have really, really strong opinions about a game and essentially call us stupid are usually going to be a good choice to pick against. It's not going to win every time.
It's a sample of 3, but if you added all those samples for the years we've been doing this, the people with the most negative comments are wrong the most in those spots. Our best week last year, we got hated on for 6 picks, and they went 6-0. And obviously that's a sample of 6, but like I said, if you added all of that negativity against them, and those end up being our best weeks. So, it's when the public is wrong, they're really wrong. Let's put it that way.
Tannehill with another sneak. It looks like they're going to be just short.
I don't think they got it.
We might get a measurement here.
Oh,
that yellow line looks short.
Glad we're speaking your language. Absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a right side, but if you're picking against 5 of your friends and there's only 1 winner, if you pick the same as the other 5, it's going to be a difference of 1 or 2 games. But if you're picking the opposite, there's a better chance than your 20% that you're going to win.
They're going for it.
Yeah, I love this. Eric Johansson does a lot of work for basketball contrary wagering, so it's nice to see him say that it's actually better. Dudes, year 3 for me watching. Won a big pot a few years ago. Making picks on Monday was an eye-opener for me. Yeah, it's opening lines is... The fat guy is right. There are going to be times during the week where you're going to be able to maximize your bets, but to keep it very simple, betting at the very start of the week when the lines come out or seconds before kickoff is usually the way to go.
Yeah, it's usually a min-max strategy for the most part. Sometimes you can hit it during the week.
If it's 30 guys,
sometimes the rec bettors will come out on a Thursday.
if it's 30 guys, definitely pick, like, you just want to find the 5 most square picks of the week and go the opposite way. Tennessee is lining up to punt this. Oh, there was a penalty, so it's 4th and 5.
Delay a game,
Makes more sense. Oh, they just took a delay a game on the punt?
No, they took delay a game when they were going to run it on 4th, but it might have been on purpose.
I see. He hit a bomb earlier, so we're going to see what Kern can do here.
Because Kern's such a big leg that I thought they might have done this on purpose.
Yeah, good kick here. Looks like they're going to get it around the 17, 16-yard line. And somehow it gets up to the 20. I don't know how that works out.
That's brutal. Yeah, like, for instance, the ones that they would have gone against the most would have been Jacksonville, the Jets. Who else is another one? Washington, right? So, like, the Atlanta.
Yeah, baseball has it has the best juice to bet against. Like, at Pinnacle, it's only minus 104. So I forget what the exact is, but you got to be right like 50.9% of the time.
Eric, you might not have the data. Baseball is an insane volume one, and baseball is there's like the best sports bettors in the world only make about 1.5% on baseball. That's it, maybe 2% at the most. It's because they do volume. So think about this: if they're betting, let's say $4,000 a game, and they bet $80 a game, they'll make about $80 a game, maybe 70. And how many baseball games are there in a season, Big Rye? Something like
like 162.
No, in the whole season. 161 times.
I'm pretty sure it's 162.
162 times 81. That's what it would be. Hold on.
Oh, like for all the games.
Yeah.
Or no. It would be how many teams are there? 30.
Oh yeah, times
2,430.
161 times 16. Or 162 times 16. Oh, there's 30, 15. Yeah, 2,400 games. If they bet, like, if a pro bettor was betting, like, let's say $4,000 a game, they'll make about 70 a game, and they'll make about 170 grand throughout the year. That's about right. So, but those are elite pros with huge bankrolls that would have to be in the million. Yeah. Because here's a good example. Let me bring that up here. I'm gonna bring up an article that's really interesting, or not an article. An income table.
Yeah, for the COVID season, they're only playing 60 games. What are they doing with the Cardinals season? Because I know they missed like the first like 15, 20 games. Are they just playing like double headers every day? Nice catch from Tim Patrick.
Okay, here's something really interesting that Big Ryan and I love. I'm going to post it in here. So this is this link. What it does is it shows you the amount they make on each sport, and it'll show you the percentage return they make on each sport. So baseball is like almost always the lowest.
Melvin Gordon's live here. I think I'm 4 points down.
Yeah, win percentage by sport. Go down to page 5 on the link that I showed you, and this will give you an example of why not to. How many units do you think you're up, down all time? I don't know. Big Ryan and I are a little bit different. I've had the luxury of being in the bookmaking industry, I guess, as much as I wouldn't like to admit it. But I used to work at a warehouse, but I only really worked there so that I could sell parlay sheets. to the guys there, and I made a serious amount of money. So I'm up a decent amount, I would say, but that's everything included. And I don't know, my losses when I was younger were massive, so
The
I
parlays
couldn't
are
put a number on
hilarious.
it. What's that?
AP said LOL to parlays, and I couldn't agree more. It's amazing when you actually look at how much the return is. Like, could you imagine if that was your return every year on any investment? And for Max, I'm going to say for football, we're probably even. We've probably broken even long term, and it just shows you how hard it is to bet football. We've had some really nice futures, I think, that have helped, but and the thing that's tough is, like, if you change your unit size, like, how can you really tell how you are unit wise?
Yeah, exactly.
And we've had years where we've been successful, but we were poor in managing our unit sizes. We changed our units during the year, so you do really well. You're picking at 55, 56%. And then you change your unit sizes to be bigger, and if you go 50% the rest of the year, you end up down. Like,
one of our best years, we lost money because of that exact thing.
Yeah.
So it's a cautionary tale.
So it's one of those things
we
where
finished the year at like 54, I think. But in the early games, we were batting at 59, and we're on good variance, right? And then we upped our unit sizing to 50% more, and we ended up losing it back.
Well, we started using Kelly Criterion, and we were using like a 57% win rate, which is just it's impossible
for a baseline.
It's really hard to keep up with. So if you start betting, assuming that that's what you're betting with, our percentage of our bankroll that we were betting with units wasn't making sense. But picking wise, we've done well. It's more about like getting the right prices, getting money down at the right time, controlling how big your unit sizes are. So these are all things that we've learned.
Yeah, but that gaming report is page 5. Like I said, if anyone looks at it, baseball is cutthroat. There's look at it; they make less than 1% on the drop in a lot of the early '90s years. I mean, they're up to 5% now, but look at the parlay ones. The worst year for parlays was 17%, and I bet you that both those years that it was 17%, 2016 and 1992. I can promise you that some whale got lucky on 2 parlays. That's what would have happened. There was a really square week or something like that. They still made money though. When I used to sell parlays where I worked, it was ridiculous. Making, over $1,000 a week, hand over fist every week, day in, day out. And you wanted people to win, but it was so difficult. I think on my sheet you had to pick 5 games to get 10-1, I think it was, which is hilarious.
Well, I remember I was doing the math on it for that one payout that one of our subscribers was doing for parlay sheets, and they had to win at 57.8% to break even.
Yeah, to break even.
And we were explaining how if you were betting just straight up each game at minus 105, which is a 51.14%, I believe, is what you would have to beat. So you're losing 6-7% of your edge, which is huge. It's huge over a season. Oh, what a play. Kareem Jackson makes a play in the middle field to break this up. 4th and 10. Tennessee's going to have to punt again.
You're live with Gordon, eh?
Yeah, I think I need 4 points from him.
You need a touchdown, though, because he's going to be a short field. Maybe now you can get 40 yards if you can count receiving. That was unbelievable, that play. This game is actually surprisingly really good. Well, now you need a touchdown, Big Rye.
I think I'm down 3.5 points. So,
oh,
but a touchdown is most likely going to do it.
Hey Steve, well, the Broncos defense holding strong despite their star Von Miller. I talked to Von this morning, and he sent me a pic What happened was it was just a routine play last Tuesday, and Moody says he makes all the time, but he said when he put that left foot down, he felt like someone stepped on his ankle. He said he actually finished the play, though, guys, and figured that whatever was wrong couldn't be too serious, but it turned out to be a dislocated tendon that required surgery. He'll be out 3 to 6 months, but says he's just going to stay positive and work hard on rehab.
Still on the 53-man roster for now. Off the play fake.
Drop from Judy.
Well, Indy, that means you're playing for recreation purposes, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it's better to come out a small winner than a medium loser. Yeah, if you have if you're putting $15 to $20, we suggest having around $2,000 though to gamble with. So.
I always suggest 1% of your bankroll should be what you're betting on day-to-day stuff, and then if you're doing future bets, I say 3% of bankroll is my max. So like if I was going to bet win totals for the season, I would put 3% of bankroll down, but for game-to-game stuff, like I'm only doing 1% for these games. And I bet this is 6 games this week, 2 and 3, so if this one hits, it's going to be pretty much a break-even week, just losing a little bit on the juice. But even if I went 0-6 this week, I'd lose 6% of my bankroll, and going 0-6 is pretty unlikely.
Yeah, going 6-0 is unlikely too.
Yeah. But if I lose 6% or make 6% in a weekend, that's pretty good return on investment. So 3rd and 8, we're going to get a punt from the Broncos.
They couldn't. I'm surprised they weren't able to at least get some yardage for perhaps a field goal from McManus, who has maybe the biggest leg in the biz.
Well, the Judy drop prevented them from getting a first down.
And only 51 seconds come off the clock on that Broncos possession.
That's really bad for the Broncos.
Oh. Titans almost had a block there. They had a guy go unblocked.
I still like the Broncos' chances, especially because of the kicking hindrance. But
in AP Max, it really depends on your bankroll, right? If you've got $100,000, $10 or $15 on a game is probably just not worth your time. But if you only got $250 in the bank, it'd be hard to convince someone to bet $250 a game. So you got to find that sweet spot in your bankroll and where you're comfortable. You pretty much anything you're betting, you got to be willing to lose it all. That's really the mindset you have to have. Slim said, "I've done less than a point. Need a sack for Tennessee. Come on." Oh, he needs that. He needs that defense. That defense and special teams.
Well,
plenty of time in this game, and Ryan Tannehill, he's got the confidence of this team. You got to lead him down.
Tannehill, tight window there.
Big first down for Tennessee. Tannehill could definitely get this done, and they only need a field goal, but this is like the one game where it's been shaky. The ironic thing is if he does get this field goal, people will kind of forget about
the
rest of this game.
I don't know if they're going to put him out there. It might be Brett Kern, dude.
No, Gostkowski is lining up for sure.
I don't think so. I don't think it's for sure, at least.
Henry picks up the first down.
They're winning or losing. Why run a play? Don't run a play.
And they get it. I don't think he's down. They got very, very lucky there because he was ready to drop that ball.
Yeah, and 47 with a heads-up play.
It's going to be tough for Tennessee's defense to get any more points.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, what if they use all their timeouts and so does Denver, and they get a sack on, like, Denver trying to air it out?
Well, if Tennessee goes ahead and there's time on the clock, then Tennessee actually has a good chance of
getting a sack.
Or a turnover.
Or a turnover pick, for that matter, yeah.
Yeah, Brown could have scored if he had a little more awareness to keep going.
47 knew what they were doing.
Jewel?
Now Mom's got work.
The best TV is right here.
This is it.
Here, here.
On Crave. Subscribe now. And don't miss the Emmys 8 Sunday on CTV.
Football season is here, and TSN Fantasy Football, fueled by 7-Eleven, has all the action. Go to tsn.ca/playfantasyfootball.
Shaky isn't the word.
Oof. Sack and touchdown count. Because it's not just football, it's fantasy football. TSN Fantasy Football, fueled by 7-Eleven.
You know, the good takeaway from this is people are going to feel like the Tennessee Titans played better than they did because of the missed field goals. That also plagued them last year. But Denver missed on the goal line too, so this game has been right in line, I think.
Well, I'd say Denver's probably an average team, and Tennessee is probably just slightly above average. Especially Denver at home.
If you want to make coin, Indy, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to need a much larger bankroll, and you're going to need larger unit sizes. So keep it fun. Save your money.
What if I give you my kidney?
What? You can't just make a rash decision like this.
Millions of bucks for Clowney to come through for me. I like that line, Slim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a guy who's really nervous.
Buddy, big Brett Kern kicked this one.
I feel like Gostkowski was paid millions of dollars to throw this game. And he's getting nervous that he's going to have to do it once more and his career is going to be over.
Yeah.
And he's realizing the payout wasn't big enough.
He's going to be pissed at the Rhode Island Mafia for making him throw this game so the Broncos can cover.
So he was down.
One of the poker games I go to, Big Rye,
Mhm.
I found out who owns it, and it's those types of guys. And I thought they'd be like cool and smart. Bunch of bozos, man. One of the guys steals jackets from jackets and suits from stores. That's what he does.
Whatever.
And he was in there with a magnet with a poker table full of jackets, and he was taking off those security tags. It was hilarious.
Slim says this is the most entertaining game of the week, and when you need 1 point from the Tennessee defense, it definitely does this for you. It can make gambling can make any game fun.
Yeah, that's true.
The clock will still start on the snap because it's a challenge outside the 2-minute warning.
There's a lot of people on the East Coast that are staying up to 1:15 in the morning, wondering the same things that you are, Slim. They need that one extra point from Tennessee's D. They're losing by 4.5 points, and they're hoping for that Steven Gostkowski 50-yard field goal.
Feels to me that these week 1 games, I know they all matter. They all count the same in the standings. They seem to be more critical. I don't know if it's preparing the off-season for that first opponent or not. But just to get off to a good start, and neither of these clubs did last season. Broncos started 0-4 in Vic Fangio's debut.
Yeah,
and the Titans 2-4 to start the season with a loss here.
Talking with Mike Vrabel, said we can't dig ourselves a hole early in the season because the margin for
After reviewing the play, the runner's knee was down. Excuse me, the runner's leg was down at the 49-yard line. Tennessee will still have a first down. It'll be 1st and 10. At the time that the leg was down, the clock should have been 1:58. 1:58 on the game clock, and Denver will not be charged with the timeout.
just talking about finishing
So
up on Mike Vrabel.
Denver challenged that? If they just said that Denver didn't have to use a timeout?
A risky challenge for like 4 yards.
It just seemed like a shot in the dark because they couldn't use their challenges anymore.
Well, they could because it was the snap was before the 2-minute warning.
Oh man,
that was some hit.
Alexander Johnson is violent, and I like him.
Yeah, he caused them. He caused them big time, and he's made a couple boneheads. But these hits that was clean and big. Oh, come on, man. You can't throw the flag 2 seconds after the ball was gone and the player looks at you. That's a load, man. Oh, I hate that so much. Why didn't you throw it when it happened then? Why'd you wait for the reaction? Look at the fat guy getting annoyed.
Pass interference, defense number 23. Ball be placed in spot.
I want to see this to see.
Why did they wait, though? I hate that. He bumped him, but like, just throw it then. They only threw it when A.J. Brown turned around. Where is the field goal?
Where is field goal range for the Titans? Technically, Gostkowski could make from here, so they're in range. There's still so much time on the clock, though. Like, they can really grind this down.
They want to take this down, man.
They should start running the ball, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, like, even now, they're running up. There's 10 seconds on the... They still had 30 seconds on the play clock when they hit that play.
You got to take this right down, and if you lose on that short of a field goal, you lose. Denver should be the one taking timeouts now. Yeah, Denver should be taking a timeout right now. What are they doing?
They're just hoping that what's his name misses.
That's such a bad strategy, though. They can miss and they'll win anyways. If they miss, they can just kneel it down.
I think we'll see a timeout here, but they've already missed their opportunity. Gostkowski redemption story, most likely.
This is unbelievably bad.
New England guys calling the refs. Somehow now Tennessee wants to take a timeout. None of this is making sense.
That's the wrong team taking a timeout. I can't believe the ineptitude from Denver. Are they acting like they have to score a touchdown?
I don't know. Malcolm Butler giving Gostkowski a pep talk. Don't miss. You got this, man.
Malcolm Butler could kick a field goal from here.
If the Titans score a touchdown, this is, I'm going to say, a bad beat.
Yeah. I can't believe the Broncos. Why are they... It has to be... Sell out for run, guys. Denver, use a timeout, man.
I think they marked him out of bounds.
I don't understand what Denver's doing.
Jake Jacobs wants Kern kicking the ball.
So would I.
I don't want Kern to have his name besmirched for Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to try to score a touchdown. Oh, just out of the hands of A.J. Brown. Denver not calling a timeout. Such disrespect for the kicker.
Yeah, it is. Jay Heo has had some awesome comments. And this one, they're basically saying, we don't care. Dude, this guy looks like Sean Penn and Dead Man Walking. What's going on?
It's like Charlie Brown walking out.
I know. It's so good.
How awesome would it be is if they called a fake field goal?
You know what would be awesome is if they ice him.
25 yards. And he gets it. And he celebrates like he won the Super Bowl. Books win, Broncos cover.
This game ain't over.
I will say this. I'm sure there's a lot of bettors who middled this game and made some money.
Yeah, just so you know, Big Ryan and I have lost with the Broncos in this spot. It ain't over. Remember when Geno Smith against the Broncos threw a pick in this exact scenario, and Talib took a 15-second return to score?
Jake Jacobs makes a good point. They left 20 seconds for the Broncos to get in McManus range, which is 65 yards.
McManus hasn't tried from 70. He could do it.
Somehow the Broncos still have all 3 timeouts. I don't know.
This is hilarious. I'm still liking Jay Heo's comment. Denver not calling timeout is such a disrespect for the kicker. And it's true. It's a fantastic comment. It's true. This game is exciting. I'm loving it. But if Fangio wasn't a moron, there'd be another 40 seconds on here. And they'd still have at least one timeout.
Doesn't he have to... Oh, no. They changed that rule.
They didn't waste any time. Maybe Fangio thinks this will stress Gostowski. I don't know. It didn't work. I thought he was going to ice him, like something corny like that.
I could see one big completion from Denver. Did they just...
Put Melvin Gordon at receiver and Noah Fant. Go 5 wide.
They'll probably leave Gordon in to chip.
Yeah, maybe. That might be it. No, just get an interception, Slim. You don't need to get it the whole way. Chuck it, man.
Oh, big play. That would have been in range as well.
They got another chance at that. Man, those non-timeouts by Fangio. Why don't they have, as Adam Carolla always says, an 11-year-old that plays Madden a lot online? They'll get the timeout thing right every time. It's 7-year-old coaching.
So he's got to get down. Timeout. They're really going to have a Hail Mary to win this. 75-yard field goal for Jake Jacobs.
I'm going to go with Jake. I'd rather take the field goal.
So unlikely from where they're at. Let him try it. If it was one of those drop kick ones, then I'd say 75, but...
McManus is looking like maybe.
He's like, He knows he can't. It's too far.
Slim needs an interception here bad.
Well, there's also going to be probably a couple laterals, so a fumble will do.
Do you know what's funny? What if there's a flag? If there's a 15-yard flag, McManus could ice this game.
Second charge, timeout. Second half, Tennessee. 30-second timeout there.
I would just be trying to get a flag. 15 yards, and McManus is going to ice this game. 1-point win.
I'd actually be very happy with this result. We get the I get a Broncos cover as far as a bet goes. We're not going to get a Broncos cover in the contest, though.
Why? What's the spread in the contest?
Broncos -1.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Yikes.
Oh, there's not a chance.
They rushed so many guys. That was crazy.
Yeah. They needed like that Tyreek Hill 15-yard wide receiver screen. Titans really squeaked that one out. Yeah, thanks to Gostkowski. They should have won by 13.
No, don't forget
12.
Broncos missed on the half-yard line. Can't just be recidivist.
Well, 10 points left on the board because of Gostkowski's kicks, and none of them were overly difficult. Gostkowski had the Broncos +3.
Yeah. That actually makes sense. He got his whale buddy in Vegas to put down a milli, which they reluctantly took.
Next week, Monday Night Football, Saints, Raiders. That's going to be exciting. Malcolm Butler talking trash, yelling, walking away. That seems about right.
Sports Center, 7 days a week on TSA.
Ron Cook, go ahead. All right, moving on. Time for one more. Ron, are you there now?
We get some weird Roethlisberger.
Gostkowski was middling the Titans money line and Broncos +3. He did it perfect. Yeah. He double dipped. He's gonna get fired tomorrow, but he must have bet the rest of his game checks.
So can't think of a name. Ended up going 14-2 to start the year, which is very, very impressive. Fat guy, we're 6-10 this week. We managed to be on the wrong side of Pittsburgh and Tennessee.
Yeah, couple of tough ones.
Gostkowski was middling Titans money line and Broncos, and he managed to do it. What an insane game. You guys rock next week. Yeah, I appreciate it, Slim. We'll definitely be streaming Sunday night, Monday night, and then there's a chance you'll have to be working Thursday, right?
Yeah, I got to work the one day, the Thursday.
So we're probably not going to be live Thursday for the foreseeable future, but Sunday night, Monday night, we should be good. And maybe I'll go back to making a video during the week to kind of touch on what
maybe Thursday.
Yeah, maybe. It's actually a good video for us to put out on Saturday once the a lot of the money's put in. All right, guys, appreciate you stopping by and joining us for the stream. That's going to be it for the Fat Guy and I. Any last remarks, Fat Guy?
No, that wasn't. We've been lucky. I've enjoyed both these games, so hope you guys have too.
You guys all have a good night.